Hi everybody and welcome to your monthly readings by sign. I will put timestamps down below, but quick introduction first about what's going on astrologically this month. November 5th at 8:14 a.m. Eastern Time, we have a full moon in sidereal Aries at 19 degrees in the Bharani Nakshatra. This is ruled by Venus. And then we have the new moon happening at 3 degrees sidereal Scorpio on November 19th or 20th, depending on where you are in the world, but the 20th at 1:47 a.m. Eastern Time. That new moon will be conjunct Mercury retrograde as well. Mercury begins its retrograde November 9th and ends November 29th. Around that same time, Mercury stations direct. Saturn will also station direct November 28th. But in the middle of all that, Jupiter begins its retrograde period November 17th. And that will remain retrograde until March of next year. And finally, happy birthday to all the Scorpios, sidereal or tropical. We're still kind of finishing that up as I'm filming, but the sun enters sidereal Scorpio on November 16th. All right, with all that said, I'm going to start with the sign of Scorpio today. So let me shuffle here, get 4 cards for you. Okay. And one more. All right. See what's happening on the bottom of the deck. We have the 3 of Cups, 3 of Chalices. Some celebration is in order. Congratulations. Could just be birthday wishes or people gathering to celebrate prosperity and good times. So let's hope there's more of that this month. We have Divine Justice, the Libra card here. Justice number 11. Then we have the Ace of Crystals, Ace of Coins, prosperity. Yes, maybe some of you are winning a settlement or a lawsuit, or you're getting paid out dividends, something that you deserve, and you're toasting to your success there. We have Reason, the Emperor, establishing a foundation, a legacy for yourself and your family. And then we have the Sun, number 19. Well, it can't get more positive than that. So this is a fantastic birthday reading for you so far. Scorpio, we're going to expand upon this. Okay, so the Justice card being here to me is symbolic because your constellation actually used to be a part of the constellation Libra, which took up 60 degrees of the sky. And the scales were known as the 2 claws of the scorpion. There's the southern scale and the northern scale, or the southern and northern claw. So both have fixed stars associated with them. Zubin al-Janubi is the misfortunate southern scale, and Zubin el-Shamali is the northern scale, or the fortunate one. So the southern scale is around 15 degrees Scorpio in sidereal, and then 19 degrees sidereal is the northern scale. So that new moon that we have conjunct Mercury retrograde on November 20th or 19th, that's going to be at 3 degrees. So the moon does move pretty quick, only 2.5 days per sign. Something towards this new moon or the end of the month, you might see justice swinging into your favor. Something coming back around, like Mercury retrograde. We see things, we revisit things from the past, something that's unfinished. Again, some of you might be finalizing a divorce. It's and empowering, stepping into your own life, or somehow legally separating yourself from a burden or a karmic tie. Some kind of bond is being severed, and you're being empowered with this Ace of Coins and the Sun card there. And I see you as the Emperor in the middle there. We do have the full moon in Aries, which rules this card, and that's showing up November 5th. So this, even the depiction of the crystal, it's white, right? And we have the sun. It looks like the sun and the moon, and you're stuck in the middle. And what's in the middle of the scales? You know, you're the one holding the balance, holding the actually is holding something right here, but a claw, it looks like, or a ball. So this looks like you bringing balance and structure and reason and logic to your situation. You're creating order out of chaos this month. You're celebrating an achievement. Your vision is coming into fruition. You're being the rock for somebody. You're kind of like this stable fulcrum, center point, working on your grounding. In regards to that talisman, I was drawn to read from the book at the explanation for it. Reason contemplates bringing structure to the creative flow of imagination and being grounded in reality. Yet, for all his conviction as to the ordering of the universe, he holds a talisman like a pendulum in his hand, symbol of his vulnerability on the one hand and his allowing for possibilities beyond his own rationale on the other. So it looks to me like a balance of intuition, going with the flow, controlling the things you can, and releasing the things you cannot. There's a delicate balance there. All right, so for your alchemy card, I shuffled and this flipped over right away. So number 41 is the sap of the moon plant. Here we're talking about the moon cycles again, and the moon in your sign. You are the ruler of the 8th house, descending into the underground, the darkness. So you work best in darkness, in secret, undercover. Your internal mind is very strong, along with your intuition. But the title is Nocturnal Sacred Water of the Unconscious. Succus lunaria is an ancient substance said to be born of water, plant, and moonlight. You are a water sign. There's actually a grand water trine going on during the new moon as well in your sign on the 20th. This elixir develops in the depth of the night and is thus a metaphor for the wellspring of the unconscious. When this alchemical magic is afoot, it's all about dreams. The answer you are seeking is not come from the intellect nor the opinion of others. It will surface from the depths as if rising from the ancient waters of your memory. The work is to rest, restore, and awaken your celestial senses. Do this by pausing, by releasing your grip. The sap of the moon plant signifies you are in the deep territory of destiny and the imagination. If this is a mythic moment, the dream is waiting to show itself but awaits your sincere invitation. Ask and rest. All will be revealed. Track your dreams for the next 3 nights. It's talking about the divine feminine. Sap of the moon plant is said to be linked to pineal gland and be increased by the practice of meditation. Sitting for a few moments in the evening is especially beneficial. There are many names for this sacred elixir: soma, nectar, aqua vitae, aqua nostra, and vinum ardens, to name a few. Remember, dreams are the mother tongue of humanity. I mentioned the grand water trine happening. So Neptune is in its home sign of Pisces right now. We had Jupiter just enter Cancer, and then, of course, the Sun, Moon, and Mercury will be in Scorpio, creating that grand water trine. So with justice being blind here, again, you're not relying on your physical eyes at this time. You're sensing, a feeling like, with this pendulum, it's like a dowsing rod. It's, following the energy surrounding you. The control is not coming from you, but through you. Much like these messages and symbols will come through your dreams. I feel like you're highly psychic at this time. If you've ever heard about the theory about, we're talking about the pineal gland and how the sacred colostrum from your brain, apparently there's a theory that, so if your sun is in Scorpio, right? And every time the moon transits the sign of Scorpio, there is an opportunity. If, taken abstinence from any chemicals or external stimuli, just, fasting, resetting for those 2.5 days that the moon is in your sign, this energy can travel from the base of your spine up to your mind where it can be used. So I would recommend fasting, cutting out distractions and substances, maybe even some people, isolating if you can a few days before and during this new moon to get these clear transmissions coming through to you. You don't want this seed to be corrupted, essentially. But the power is there. So, you need not worry about letting, go of that control, of that power. It may go against your logic, your reason to say, oh, I need to trust my dreams, my universe, my intuition, but that's exactly what's being asked of you. I think thus far you've worked up to this point under a strict disciplinary or schedule, some kind of structure, and now it's like there's all this energy swirling around you. You can't resist it, so why not let it flow through you? And we have 2 archetype cards that came out here. We have the Kiss, another crescent moon symbol here, so this could be referring to the waning moon, 17th, 18th, 19th of November. So that is number 60. And we have the crone, number 13, which is typically the death card, your card in the tarot. And I have to mention, underneath the deck is venom, all right? So kiss and venom, I think of like a kiss of death. The Scorpio sting, right, is a kiss of venom. So powerful, transformative, painful, and death-inducing in some cases. I'm not saying that's coming to you physically, but metaphorically, maybe some information is coming to you that is going to shatter your previously held conception about someone or something. There's going to be a lot of clarity coming in with the sun ending your reading. There's a brightness coming out of this dark period. So this card is titled The Touch, the Chemistry, the Sex. Before a first kiss, the air is electrified. Each breath is alive with possibility and magic. What will their lips be like? Their tongue? Do they want me in return? The archetypal energy of the kiss is a heightened sensation of merging with other, of letting in what was moments ago separate to become one. It is risky but beautiful business. These moments forever change us as we move past the solitary self towards union and acceptance. This card suggests true intimacy is around the corner, which requires bravery and surrender. When the kiss comes, it takes a non-human form. It may be experienced as touching the sacred, hearing a whisper, or being graced by a divine being. You will recognize the presence of the kiss by cold chills and awakening of the heart. Intimacy is multi-layered and requires our reflection. Revisit what you have considered to be sensual, taboo, acceptable, or shameful. So, emerging and inviting expressiveness. It feels more like merging with feminine wisdom in the universe coming through this new moon. Again, it feels like an internal kiss, some kind of integration of the self that maybe was a part of your shadow that you previously rejected. And now it's coming into harmony with who you are, your identity, how you see yourself, and how eventually other people see you. All right, so I'm starting to pull some of the Norman cards, and here we actually have this Lover card, this union, two swans. It could be you finding your soulmate if that's what you're looking for, or a deepening of a connection, probably after the new moon, I would suggest. I mean, Mercury retrograde until the 29th. Exes have a habit of coming back around. Not saying that's happening for everyone. You don't need to choose that, but it is an option. We have the fish, which is abundance, and the King of Coins there is also reflected here in the Ace of Crystals. So it doesn't look like money is going to be an issue while it kind of might free you up for this spiritual investigation or inquest that you're going on. And then we have the tree here, the tree of life, foundation, roots, prosperity, and underneath we have the man. So this could be you or another person that you're interested in. And the next card I had on the top was the fox. So we mentioned venom was underneath the deck here. Could be a jealous ex too, so watch out for that. Somebody might, or you just have a hater, somebody jealous of your success. So people might also be hunting, like looking around. Oh, look who's doing well. Look who just got, you know, an award of money or something, and how can I get something out of this person? So that's why I'm saying be careful about who you become intimate with this month. And I recommend being intimate with yourself on an internal spiritual level, especially around the new moon. Wait till that moon passes. We start to wax again. Maybe Mercury's starting to go direct, and December might be a better time to engage with another person on the physical. All right, since we have the Sap of the Moon plant card there, the Rose, I'm going to get an oracle from our Rose deck. We have the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, listen to your intuition. I suppose every scenario will be different for people, depending on your circumstance, again, what you're looking for. So this full moon actually in Aries, in Bharani, that's nakshatra is ruled by Venus. So during that full moon, even, you know, sun, moon, you in the middle, could be a time where you either meet this person or, you know, and that's right before Mercury goes retrograde. You could have a couple options on your hands. And, all right. Either way, when this speaks about flow, and go with the flow, control things that you can, release the things you can't. Harmony being depicted in the scales as well. Even, equal. There should never be a disharmony or, you know, a person in a relationship that gives too much or takes too much. And I feel if you are finding someone in the physical, then it would be this kind of compatible partner that's harmonious with your energy, that complements it. So yeah, I think roses are going to be important symbols for you this month. You could be seeing them around, or someone could send you flowers, or you could even just buy flowers for yourself, or see symbols of them, maybe, you know, stickers, or I don't know. imagery somewhere. Tattoos. This person could have a rose tattoo. Pretty common, I know, but kind of old school if you think about it. I don't see a lot of those anymore. I'm going to grab a Journey of Love card here. And we have Heaven, number 70. This is the second, or the last card in this deck, right? So this person feels like heaven. You're in heaven. Feeling that high vibrational euphoric energy. Or this person could feel heaven sent or angelic in some part of their energy. So heaven is you're meant to live heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. What is this life and body if not to live heaven now? Look for mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head or tear at your hair, scrunch up your face, and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, hey, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven even in hiding. It will not withhold itself from you long, beloved. It wants to be known by you. This oracle brings a special message. The enlightener is calling you to more. More divinity, love, acceptance, and embrace of life itself. There is no limit in what can be offered to you from the divine lover calling to you, the beloved. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is a removing of veils of illusion, one at a time, until you behold each other, naked and true, finally to discover you are each other, you are love. So I just heard that song Cheek to Cheek by Frank Sinatra come through. I'll read a few of the lyrics here, but it's heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. So maybe you'll meet this person out dancing, or you'll go out dancing. Again, with the Three of Cups there, you know, that's a celebration, a party, a wedding, a birthday, something. But heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to climb a mountain and reach the highest peak, but it doesn't boot me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. So it's like this person makes you feel very uplifted, light, heavenly, just your heart is soaring apparently this month. So congratulations, and whatever you're doing, you're celebrating it with joy and light in your heart. All right, Scorpio, let's get a moon card for you and we'll wrap this up. All right, Scorpio, one card. All right, nourishment, number 7. I was just thinking about the number 7. I was like 70, 7 is there. 3 plus 4 is 7. So you might meet this person on the 7th, or that could have you could see repeating 7s. Yeah, there's something special about that number. All right, so I'm going to grab a couple angel messages for your final words of encouragement for November. All right, this person nourishes you, mind, body, and soul, though, too. There's an abundance there as well. Purification. I mentioned that, before your new moon on the 20th, it would be a good time to clear energies, maybe old relationships, cut cords. Again, if pesky exes try to come back, shut that down. We got synthesis. That is the temperance card, so patience and transformation. And then we have birth. So beginning of something new. All right. Thank you so much, Scorpio. We'll see you next month. Happy birthday. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Sagittarius, and welcome to your November reading. So in the intro, we went over some full moon and new moon stuff, a lot of planetary movements if you want to check that out. But briefly, November 5th, we have a full moon in Aries at 19 degrees sidereal. And 3 degrees of Scorpio will be our new moon, conjunct Mercury retrograde, and that's happening November 19th or 20th, depending on where you are in the world. So let's go ahead and get started for Sagittarius. What can they expect? Ooh, we have magic right away, the Magician card. Let me zoom in here. And then we have the World, 1 to 21. Okay, from beginning to end. Truly, the journey begins with 0, but I see... a lot of influence, like you're traveling either physically, spiritually, or your words are getting out worldwide. They are going from 0 to 60. Things are changing very rapidly for you. Our next card, we have the Nine of Swords. All right, so, and the Emperor. I guess with the swiftness of this change, right? You're a fire sign. Things spread rapidly and quickly, and it can be a bit overwhelming, maybe stressful, to be thrust into a position of authority or the spotlight or leadership. But whatever it is, somebody says, you're the guy, you're the gal, you're whatever, we need you to do this. And because somebody recognized your magic, your power, your potential, this Emperor could even be a boss saying, hey, we're going to transfer you, we're going to relocate you, or we want you to be the face of this brand. And that might take you by surprise and cause a bit of fear or anxiety because it's like, I've never done this before, what's happening? All right, so let's see what's underneath the deck, though. It's the Nine of Coins. So nines are all about completion, right? And we have two nines, 9. It's a number associated with Jupiter, which is expansion, good fortune, and good luck. And with the Nine of Coins there, of course, there's a material reward attached to this notoriety, fame, or increased responsibility. I'm going to grab the Lenormand deck and see if we can get some more information. All right, I just paused to reach my deck, and it was on exactly 21 minutes as I'm recording this, but we have 121. That's actually 11 squared, so 1111 could be coming up a lot as well as an indication of this incoming blessing. I just think of that movie, Back to the Future, 1.21 gigawatts. It's the amount of energy in a bolt of lightning, and I feel like lightning striking either in, your mind as far as getting a great idea, but there's a jolt of energy coming into your life this month. And number 41 came out, the well, the wishing well. Maybe it's careful what you wish for, but also something, it takes work to bring that water up from the depth, to bring your idea from the depths of the subconscious into the light to be shared with the world. We have the letter, correspondence, invitations, or promotional notifications, letters of acceptance. This is the first time I've used this deck many times. I'm noticing these words here on the outside: ship, house, tree, clouds, snake. We are in the year of the Chinese snake, but tree, house, clouds. So ship, like I think of an airship, or again, traveling through the clouds, maybe again, relocating, getting a new home. But snakes are notorious for shedding their skin. As a symbol of death and rebirth. We have the sun moving into Scorpio in sidereal astrology on the 16th of November. So let's keep taking this. So then we have the man. This could be a letter from a man or masculine. It could have to do with the transit of Mars to your natal planets. It's just, again, emphasizing that fire element which you are. Masculine force and energy, putting out that effort. This feels closely tied to the Emperor here. And one more card, the Sun. Okay. So more energy on top of energy. Things are essentially going nuclear in your life this month. I feel radical change. Things, you're about to glow up. And word is being spread of your skills, your talents, your uniqueness. Somebody is taking notice and is supporting you 100%. You might have somebody investing in you or your vision, your project, your business. And underneath we have the clocks here, this divine timing. I'm going to zoom out a bit. All right. Clockwork, like magic. This could have to do with, again, your own magic that you've been practicing. Maybe some of you have been journaling, practicing putting your visions down, like what you dream about or what you see for yourself. The first step is to put that into paper, onto words, and from there it becomes real. It's not just an internal thought anymore. It's now been exposed to the physical world, and now you've imprinted that on the matrix, and you can build upon that. All right, let's see. A lot of magic happening this month. Your alchemy card. I'll be curious to see what we get. Sagittarius. All right, we have coagulation again, things taking shape, things that are coming together nicely. And then we have the peacock's tail, number 55. So I'm going to read about that. Because I intuitively stuck it by the sun here, right? And the sun contains all the visible light that we're able to see, the whole spectrum of the rainbow. So yeah, this card is titled Full Vision, the Spectrum, Inclusivity. The peacock's tail is a sacred image in alchemy. The mesmerizing display of tail feathers opens to mark the alchemist having shifted from single to multi-perspective. This is a great achievement. The alchemist has opened 1,000 set of eyes instead of one. They've discarded black and white thinking and allowed the full spectrum of colors, nuances, and solutions to come into the fold. Creative solutions to complex social and political polarities can be found in this sacred space. The force field of possibilities has opened, and the alchemist has entered a new paradigm belonging to multiplicity, dimensionality, and inclusion. Utilize this perspective for positive change while it lasts. While falling back into black and white thinking, as an alchemist tend to do, envision the splendor of the peacock's tail. Each feather contains a shimmering universe of possibility. Notice the palette of the cards. Are they black and white or leaning toward a certain color? There's wisdom to be gleaned from the color's message. Well, I see a lot of yellow, orange, and red here, which speaks of the base, root, sacral, creative, and the solar plexus, expressive energy. There's some dark colors here and there, the blues in the background, but predominantly red, orange, yellow. So perhaps for some of you, you've done some healing on those chakras, or they're becoming unblocked and you're becoming more aligned with them, or having more trust or faith in them. Bring as much color in as you can today. Experiment. Use it as a therapeutic means of expression and a way to loosen up rigid thoughts. Yeah, again, there's some kind of creativity that's burst through here that's made you stand out. And I mean, even maybe you solved a complex problem that people have been working on for years even, and you've come up with the solution that is going to be recognized and rewarded here with the Nine of Coins, because you can see outside the box. You can operate outside of a limited perspective. For some, your mind is that open this month that you're able to receive these downloads, messages, ideas, whatever's coming out of the subconscious here in the well, you're pulling it out. Okay. How about a moon card for Sagittarius, please? Moon card. All right, we have Trust, the egg moon. That's a full moon, number 32. Typically happens in the springtime in the northern hemisphere. But yeah, trust in your investment. Again, somebody has trust in you. Even the word is associated with a trust fund or some kind of financial element to it. And underneath the deck, we have peace. Peace and trust. They're both encased here in protective films. Your aura is very strong. Perhaps you've strengthened your aura so you're not leaking. You don't have holes where people can extract energy or attack. But there's some kind of powerful force field around you that allows you to rest in, an undisturbed state. You're healing. In that healed state is when you're most productive, when you're most passive, when you're able to see all the colors of the rainbow. Maybe it's in a deep meditative state, or during a trance or a trip. So underneath, we've had this recurring theme of the masculine here and the sun, and we have the masculine lunar god. Number 42 could be an important number as well. Maybe this is a masculine protector. I mentioned an investor, but it feels, again, you're unmesswithable this month. So congratulations on that, and continue to focus on you, your internal world, because don't worry about the external world. It's being handled either by your angels, your guides, your some physical human that is able to provide and protect for you at this time, while you are able to go in and tap into that feminine intuition, that idea, that magic. All right. Let's go ahead and get some journey cards for you. Since I said you're off like a shot this month, right? Traveling somewhere, physically, spiritually. But there's a lot that you're seeing. You're taking in a lot of information this month. You're a natural seeker, Sag. You rule the 9th house of higher learning, philosophy. You're always looking for new creative solutions and answers. And let's see what our cards bring. I think just the two. We have unfolding, and there's another rainbow underneath. Things are unfurling before you. There's no force required. It's like someone's rolling out a carpet for you to walk on, a path. And the other two journey cards we got are the unknown. Another rainbow, rainbow road, unknown. And then synchronicity. Okay, I think I mentioned 1111 showing up for you, and we had 55. be seeing those numbers, but things are falling into alignment as you're kind of getting funneled on this proper path that your soul was designed to walk. But it's, yeah, maybe that's where the scariness comes from too. In the Nine of Swords, it's like, I've never done this before. I've never been doing this. I have all this responsibility now. It's like, I don't know where this is going, but this is asking you to have faith because you're more than clearly protected. There's more than enough trust here. And this is the Star card, right? It's fate, it's healing, it's Uranus, the unknown, the creative. All right. Okay, so I split the archetype deck and I got number 53, the riddle. So I mentioned there were snakes earlier, I think showed up. Oh yeah, the word here on this letter card was the snake. I can't see it now. But anyway, the riddle, unraveling a truth about something. I mentioned solving a problem, a unique problem that only you could see the answer to. The description's too perfect. The puzzle, the question, the mystery. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found and ultimately is not important. Rather, must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom of Zen Quan. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is, the unknown. Get comfortable with that instead of feeling anxious about it. The Great Awakening or an aha moment. Well, I mentioned Uranus, and that's the ruler of Aquarius, and it's known as the Great Awakener. So maybe you have a Uranus transiting a natal planet. It's in Taurus right now, so check that out. I'm going to get a card from the Wisdom deck. It has that peacock tail on it. It just came to mind. So let's, some message in here for Sagittarius. And I mean, people talk about peacocking. It's like, yeah, when you get dressed up for people to notice you, it may not be something you're comfortable with, but they're not going to miss your energy this month. People that notice you may even like see a rainbow aura around you for those who have that gift. But, okay. We have the owl, follow your intuition. We talked about that. Again, not forcing, not pushing, sitting in peace and security in the egg. And being able to receive that. We have go with the flow underneath. So water energy, let things happen. So let this whirlwind surround you while you're safely protected and encased in your egg or your nest. Okay. Grab some magic cards because we started this reading with the Magician. So we have the elements of fire, air, earth, and water combined to create powerful protective boundaries, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. So we're talking more about protective boundaries. Either you've established ones or they're being established for you. It's like I see repairs being made in the holes, perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. And then safe and happy travel. That's great. We started with travel, this whole reading. Protection from harm when journeying. We do have Mercury retrograde November 9th through the 29th, but it does not look as though that will affect you. Of course, check out your personal planets. It may say something different, but... Or maybe see which house Mercury retrograde is happening in and look out for potential like hang-ups in that house. All right, underneath we have successful career, happy working environment, pay rises, and promotions. I did mention that with the Emperor there in the world, something being promoted, you're being promoted. All right, finally some angel cards for you, Sag. Okay, we have communication. Now, yeah, that's the letter showed up, right? We're mentioning a message or news is coming to you. We have another one, please. All right, surrender. Go with the flow. It keeps repeating. Don't fight it, whatever it is. And commitment. Stay committed to your goals. Stay focused on what it is you're achieving. Again, she's sitting at a desk writing, so it could have something to do with that. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, Sagittarius. Have a wonderful November. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your November monthly reading. So to start off the month, we do have a full moon happening at 19 degrees Aries in sidereal astrology. That's November 5th. And then we have a new moon in sidereal Scorpio at 3 degrees on November 19th or 20th, depending on where you are in the world. And we have the sun entering sidereal Scorpio on November 16th. Mercury goes retrograde November 9th through the 29th. Your ruling planet Saturn is going to station direct on November 28th. And then we have Jupiter going retrograde starting November 11th, and that'll last until March 11th of next year. All right, one more card, apparently. Underneath the deck, we have love, Two of Cups. Wasn't anticipating a love reading, but hey, it could speak of any kind of partnership, professional or personal, familial. Let's go ahead and see what the rest of the reading has to do with. Okay, strength, the Nine of Wands, endurance. And we have the Ace of Discs, Ace of Coins. Futility, the Seven of Swords. The Five of Swords, defeat. Two of Coins, change. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. So, and then we have the Princess of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Page of Swords. Okay, so maybe this isn't a love reading. Some of you might be going through a difficult time in your partnerships. Relationships could be on the rocks, or you may be going back and forth about something. If this is involving an ex, or they come back during Mercury retrograde, as they tend to do, that's conjunct this new moon on the 20th of November. So there could be some strife. I see a struggle with words, somebody making a promise of changing or that they have changed, but I don't see that as being accurate. It's very temporary. If they do, it might, I feel like a narcissist for some people, coming back and love bombing and going through that whole cycle. But I think you are Capricorn, your logic, you're secure. And as this Ace of Discs, I feel you've been through enough trials, or you've seen enough of the BS that you've learned not to believe everything that you're told. This is like a very strong Princess of Swords, right? Normally they're inexperienced in what they're doing, but they're also, people that are communicating. And this is a strong stance. It's like you're strongly defending your position. Nothing is knocking you down despite someone's best efforts here with the Seven of Swords. I mentioned knocking down and the cards move, so they all fell down. So you're holding your ground, though. You're holding the line here. Nobody's going to compromise your boundaries. You may have a lot to think about or contemplate, but it's not your burden to carry anymore. The Ace of Discs is strength in yourself, within yourself, to exist, solo, you have everything that you need, and thanking people that have maybe done you wrong in the past, because it gave you all this experience here to be able to walk on your own and know that it's not a bad thing. And that in fact, as you teach each other in partnerships, as we often do, your experience as a teacher or a student, whatever the lesson being learned is, it's inspiring change in both you and the other person. So you might be seeing 22 a lot around this time, or it might happen around the 22nd of the month. We talk about this Two of Cups and Two of Coins, and there's your card, the Devil, underneath. The devil's in the details. Might be dealing with a fellow Scorpio or an air sign, I feel. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Okay, or Sagittarius. I feel like you definitely are growing as a person, since, this is Jupiter in your sign of Capricorn, and there's a crown on this snake. It's like they've achieved something, or they've attained as a certain level of consciousness to where they're able to shed the skin of their former selves. I don't resonate with this person or this lifestyle anymore. There's some determination here to protect and defend and evolve. There's no sense of personal defeat here, whatever's going on. It's like you're just not compromising your integrity this month. It could be a situation at work also, or within your family. It's like, nope, I'm not going to budge on this issue. This is how I feel, or how, my experience has been this. And so you're making sound judgments this month, Capricorn. So have faith in knowing that you can trust your intuition, that you have come to the correct conclusion about someone or a circumstance. I'm getting Lenormand cards to clarify, get any more information here for Capricorn, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. Okay, we have the bridge, and it did come in reverse. We typically don't read Lenormand in reverse, but something traveling back, or again, it feels like somebody coming back or reconnecting with you. Oh, yep, here comes the apology. Here comes the letter, the roses, and here come the mice to steal your energy. So, yeah, I think you're not going to let that happen this time, and the mask. So somebody's being deceptive, but I think you're going to see right through the BS. And like I said, hold your ground. Stick to it. You're not going to budge. You're anchored in your beliefs and your convictions. So make your decision and stick with it. Okay. I'm going to get an alchemy card for Capricorn, please. Okay. Against nature. Contra naturam. That's number 61. So maybe it's not in your nature to be like mean or dismissive, or, enforcing boundaries maybe has been a hard lesson for you to learn. So it's against your internal nature or what you normally would do. Or like I said, it's you're not going to go against your nature. You know what is best for you. But we'll see what the book says here. So we have willfulness, to force or control. On some level, we all know when we are going against nature. We recognize it in feelings and impatience and agitation that arise when trying to force certain outcomes. The Contra Naturam card arrives to remind the alchemists they cannot control the uncontrollable. Nature has its way, enveloping us in a wild narrative that can collaborate in but not dictate. No matter our efforts to manage every aspect of our lives, the mess ensues. Spring is soggy, the lotus requires mud. People do what they do. This card heeds a warning not to fight the flow of Mother Nature or of destiny. Once we loosen the grip of what we think life should look like, a whole new realm of possibility awakens. Now is the time to be radically open to what nature has in store for you. I get this feeling that it's like you can't control the fact that somebody's going to either come back into your life, or someone's going to try and come into your life and mess with your energy or something. The only thing you control is how you respond to it. And think about how each response is going to generate an outcome. How is each of my decisions going to play out? If I do this, what will happen? And I think you're going to go with the one, obviously, that benefits you the best. But the point is, you can't prevent this event from happening or this person from trying to create conflict in your life. You can only control the response. I'm going to get a Journey of Love card for you, because a lot of these messages are not about romantic love, but your relationship with spirit and the situation. Okay, so the card number 69, Contemplation, came out. So again, reflecting, again, visualizing what outcome you want from this scenario. And so take some time to yourself to reflect on either this person's intentions or your desires, what you do and don't want, and then focus on what you want. A Rose Oracle for you, because we got this, well, I guess they're tulips, but still, the flowers. A message from them. Okay. Rose without thorns, you have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. I couldn't agree more. And underneath we have the sun. Joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. Yeah, see, this is what you have, what other people would like. And maybe you've been too generous with it lately. Let's get a moon oracle for you, Capricorn, for November. Okay, change, the thunder moon. It's a full moon, number 35. So yeah, again, against nature, change, something, changing your nature. Or again, you don't resonate with this person or this lifestyle anymore. You have to contemplate what you do resonate with. But you're definitely undergoing some serious internal changes, and not everyone's going to understand it or be supportive of it. Unfortunately, you may lose relationships in the process. But we have protection here, number 24, underneath something. You're being protected through this transformation while you're becoming a new form of yourself. And that might be, you know, again, from that experience, that strength, holding up, you know, going through all these lessons before. It's like now you're at the final stage. And you're ready to hatch. Because it does look like she's underneath or in a nest here. Birds might be significant for you, seeing a lot of them, or the same type of bird coming across your path. I just got that old nursery rhyme in my head. It's raining, it's pouring, right? The old man is snoring. Just with this thunderstorm coming through your life, it feels like a tower moment that always is the predecessor of change. But there's a clearing that's happening. Perhaps there's strong thunderstorms where you are, or this kind of conversation or confrontation can feel like a storm, or there might be a physical one going on at the time. All right, let's get some angels in here for support. For Capricorn, please, November. What messages? Okay, we have the great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. What did I mention about, you know, being someone's teacher or teaching them a lesson can be just as painful as learning a lesson. Magic guardian, unlock the magic within. And maybe you're recognizing yourself as that great teacher for others. And then we have hermit, retreat and recharge. That has to do with, it requires that in order for the change to happen through you. And underneath we have the heart guardian, love and let yourself be loved. It has to do with, I feel like, a higher love, a spiritual love with creator, with spirit, with self, and understanding, you know, whatever lessons are going on around you or within your partnerships. It's all part of your spiritual journey. It's part of your heart healing. Maybe you'll be working on your heart chakra this month. And we'll get some tiny little angel cards and finish this up. We're healing past broken hearts. That 9 of Wands that started this, you know, that's the wounded warrior, someone who's been through a lot of personal battles or interpersonal battles, and you just had it. It's like it's time to just focus on healing what's happened. All right, we have adventure, spiritual or physical. Could be traveling. We have relaxation, yeah. Has to do with that. Being held in that hammock again by birds, the Queen of the Moon card, protection under there. It's like, it's safe to relax. It's safe to exhale, breathe, flexibility. Yeah, some of y'all need to do some yoga, stretching, breathing. All right. It's going to help bring you a lot of grounding and security in this time of change. Thanks so much for tuning in, Capricorn. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful November. Best wishes. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Hi, Aquarius, and welcome to your November reading. So we have a full moon happening November 5th. That's going to be at 1:47 a.m. Eastern Time, occurring at 19 degrees of sidereal Aries. We also have a new moon then at 3 degrees of sidereal Pisces, and that'll be happening November 20th. We also have Mercury retrograde the 9th through the 29th, and then Jupiter goes retrograde 11/11. Uranus retrograde November 7th, and Saturn station direct November 28th. So we're going to start this reading by looking underneath the deck. We have the 3 of coins, which is guidance. Under here, I'm seeing the fighting card, but in reverse. So maybe conflict resolution, being guided by a higher self, some kind of spirit there that's helping guide you away from conflict. But the Three of Coins describes partnership and consultation with higher self. So let's see what your cards bring. We have rebirth after the Ten of Swords. Okay, so maybe that fighting card was valid. And our next card, we have transformation, transforming, rebirth. This is the season of Scorpio. Oh yeah, Sun moves into sidereal Scorpio November 16th. So this is that card mid-month. Then we have possibilities, the Two of Wands. The eagle there, getting a higher perspective. We started this reading with wings. So then we have number 8, letting go. Okay. Ooh. Powerful shifts for you this month, Aquarius. But not without guidance. So I'm just hearing, imagine the possibilities of what can change, what can transform in your life in the next 3 months, that what's going to happen when you let go. Let go of the doubt, the fear, the lack of self-worth or belief in self. This yellow rebirth, and with the lion there, that has to do with the 5th house, creativity, express yourself. Transform that doubt or fear or whatever people, the naysayers said, couldn't be done. But they're asking you to, I guess, have an open mind. Get the bigger picture, zoom out. Don't get lost in the details. It's kind of like you're wandering through these hills, right? And looking for guidance. Well, the guidance is to let go. Have faith that, the journey is the destination, as corny as that sounds. But you've been on this path for a reason. It's giving you the opportunity, the medium in which to grow and transform and change. You can't become this brilliant person who you were always meant to be without walking through these dark valleys. And, I'm not a religious person or a Christian by any means, but walking through the shadow of the valley of death is coming to mind. So if that resonates for you, take it. Maybe you say that prayer every day. But anyway, there's some faith that, there is a soul purpose or an angel walking beside you. And they're helping you transform, finding your way out of the darkness. This looks like a sunrise, coming up over the mountains. It's just, things are just coming into focus. Let's see what alchemy card we pull for Aquarius. Saturn. All right, yeah, it had to do with karma, lessons, cycles coming to an end, not wandering aimlessly in a circle. I guess you ever see those movies or cartoons where they're wandering through the desert and they come across their old footprints. And I think that's what you're stepping out of this month. This is a graduation. It's moving on. But also, finding harmony here. Maybe that was the lesson between the black and the white. Realizing that the shade in the valley is just as important as the sun on the mountaintop. Now, it's time to transmute that energy. We've reached the end of the lesson. So, it's time to be reborn. Okay, I'm going to get some Journey Oracle cards for us, because it feels like you've been on one. We have growing, absolutely. Growing, transforming towards the light. These plants will seek out the sun and turn toward it. Unfolding, more plant imagery. So earthing, grounding. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Perhaps that is when your seed will start to bloom in Capricorn season. But Capricorn denotes hard work too. It's the 10th house, Lord. Alignment. Yeah, something was out of alignment, but you're being realigned internally, energetically. And that internal transformation is what is going to be reflected on the outside here in your rebirth. All right, so I've been feeling the Lenormand cards this month for clarifiers. So let's see what other messages you need to know, Aquarius. The element of Saturn is lead. It's the base metal for transmutation into gold. Okay. We have number 1, the messenger, an invitation maybe. Somebody writing you, texting you, emailing. Or someone's bringing you a gift. We have a polar bear. So that's like the mother card, the protector. Again, I felt that energy coming from this guide here. Kind of whisking you away or protecting you from anybody who's going to try and complicate your energy this month, because you've got bigger things going on. Yeah, finding your way. There's the compass. Through the valleys, through the shadows. But it's like you're being realigned to magnetic north. Your north node might be transited at this time or harmoniously trined by another planet, maybe even Saturn. So we have the cranes. Number 17, the star is Aquarius, your card. Uranus stations retrograde. Your ruling body goes retrograde 11/7. And I think that's the time when the veil starts to be pulled back for you, when you can start to receive these messages. Yes, we have Mercury retrograde November 9th through the 29th, but during that time, you could get a message from someone you haven't heard from in a long time. Could be from home, somewhere far away. But that could be the very opportunity that you've been looking for, or, you know, it wasn't ready until you were ready. But you're ready this month. Something has been purged, released. Maybe you're going through a clearing. And this could be an invitation to build or travel, or maybe build far away. Underneath we have the number 26, the book. This often denotes secrets or secret knowledge that might be coming down in part of this transformation that you're feeling within. Or that's what could be the contents of this envelope, a secret information. Somebody, maybe like a family member, writing you and telling you something you never knew before. So that could be a shocking revelation. I don't see it, though, as being devastating. There's no negative impact here, but it could just be like, oh, well, that explains a lot, you know? Let's get a Queen of the Moon card for you. Aquarius. Growth. All right. Well, that's a repeated message there we got in the Journey Oracle. So yeah, there's, with Saturn ending, you've completed a growth cycle. So congratulations. You're ready to, again, you have all the possibilities in the world. Like the world is your oyster. You can manifest whatever you want now. The possibilities are endless because you let go of that lesson. You didn't want to learn it anymore. So you rebirth yourself. Underneath the deck, we have the new moon card, the new beginnings, number 2. So that new moon and Scorpio again showing up in this reading. That's going to be a powerful pivot point for us, Aquarius. So watch out for that. It's coming out brighter on the other side, feeling cleansed, fresh, renewed. Your whole image, like I mentioned, and whatever this alignment that's happening within is having a positive effect on your appearance, your outward physical appearance. There's a glow to you. There's like, it's like a layer of sludge has been cleaned off your aura, but there's something that people are seeing that seems brighter, younger, more energetic, healthier. So it could be all these things. Let's hope so. Okay. An archetype card for, okay, yeah, Aquarius. I split the deck here and we got the Mentor. More air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. That's the spirit guide right here. I don't know if you're aware of them, their presence, but there's somebody definitely, like, you're safe under their wing. They've got you protected. Or someone, this secret book of knowledge. I mean, this, what is it? Harry Potter, you know, he gets the invitation to Hogwarts. It's like that, like, you're being invited to learn from me, from the best. Personally, I'm going to mentor you on how to, start your business or how to heal your body. Whatever this person or thing is, they are investing in you. It could be related to Saturn, to some kind of karmic debt or not like in a negative sense, but a tie. Like maybe you did something really nice for this person in a past life, and now like it's their turn to do something nice for you. Okay, we have the Sustainer, number 24. There's somebody like molding clay. Somebody got their hands around it. They're a builder. They're a sustainer. I mentioned the world is your oyster with the possibilities, the Two of Wands. Like, set your sights higher. There's so much you can build. Like, you've put yourself under this invisible ceiling. And then, so we're going to read about number 24, the sustainer. 24 is the symbolic kind of sigil for Jupiter. And we have Jupiter station retrograde 1111. That could be a powerful portal too, as the Two of Wands is typically depicted as an 11. Could be seeing 111. And yeah, Jupiter is all about growth and expansion. So your, I think, reputation is expanding this month as well. This card is titled the Peacemaker, the Upholder, the Preserver, the Sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existent works behind the scenes, tending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and the mouths sweetly fed. The Sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to achieve, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role in the divine cycle of life. It's common for the Sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the Sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The Sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. Abundant, generous, supportive, and reliable in its light aspect. In the shadow aspect, it's overworked, resentful, trapped, and tired. They have, it says, go deeper and research Lakshmi, Vishnu, and Demeter. I believe Lakshmi is actually the goddess that presides over this full moon in, Bharani Nakshatra, November 5th at 19 degrees Aries. So you could see an influx of support come in at this time. But there's some positivity surrounding the full moon. You have an investor, and then you become the investor. You're sustaining. It's like maintaining this energy level that you have reached. And under that, we have the Father, so it could be a masculine figure. We had Saturn show up too, which is the Father. So maybe Saturn's your mentor, your teacher. And Saturn rewards. He doesn't always punish, He will acknowledge good work, and with that investment, with that either whether monetary or energetic support. Okay, an astrology card for Aquarius. We have Libra, consideration, fairness, and harmony. So the sun is still in Libra as I'm filming this up until November 16th. So I mentioned that it goes well with that alignment card. Underneath we have House 2, physical security, possession, material value, and self-worth. And that is ruled by Venus as well, as is this full moon. So security and finance, maybe, and with the scales showing up there, like I said, someone's investing in you. You have financial backing, support. That could be the letter too. You get approval for a bank loan, somebody's got your back. So that's going to feed your growth because they see your potential. It's payback. It's karmic payback. Like I said, maybe in a past life. And we have more wings here. Angel of miracles. Open your heart and expect a miracle. Yeah, I don't think a lot of you saw this coming. They're like, oh, who's this angel investor? Somebody it's part of their karma to provide. And then we have Dragonfly, live life to the fullest. Somebody, who wants to see you on the other side of this transformation, coming out aligned and brighter than ever. Underneath, oh wow, potential. Okay, think big for your future. And I recently got this crystal ball. I just picked it up, so I'm just starting to incorporate it here. But I love that this is showing up here with the angel in there. It's a reflection too, but it's like a snow globe. There's something always magical about this. So winter time, I know in the northern hemisphere we're coming into that, and I mentioned the season of Capricorn. Things may really start to transform and take root. Okay, let's get a magic card. A couple magic. That one jumped. We have successful career, 10th house, Capricorn, happy working environment, pay rises and promotions, 100%. Fairy magic, respectfully work with the fairies and elementals to achieve your goals. And I was actually, what was I drawn to? Underneath this wisdom deck. With the potential, it's like, here, there we go. These fairies, I noticed for the first time. I've used these decks for years now, and I'm always picking up new details, I guess, when it's appropriate. But it looks to be, I started this reading, a creature with wings, somebody flying around you. one more magic card for Aquarius. And we have Awen, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. We had the scales of Libra affirming that as well. Following the transmutation, following the letting go. And underneath we have more tree symbolism and growth, true wisdom, and making good choices in life. Okay, yeah, take the opportunity when it's present, you know, don't let fear or, like I said, doubt or whatever naysayers get in the way. All right, Aquarius, we're going to wrap this up with a few messages from your angels since they're so present in this reading. Let's see what we get. Contentment. Yeah, you're going to be content by the end of November. More tending to your garden, investing, providing, nurturing. We have light. Again, 3 ways of light showed up with the alignment as well. Like, well, if you've ever been to a chiropractor, when they say lux means light in Greek or Latin, but there's a subluxation is when you cut off the light source to the crown or to the brain. You know, you're not flowing in as well as you could because something's out of alignment. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. But should you go to a chiropractor and learn about this, about aligning the vertebrae, or it could just involve stretching and yoga, but it's something about realigning the spine and connection to your head. And finally, we have strength. So another tree, a very strong support holding you up. This month, Aquarius, congratulations on all your success. I wish you the best, and your hard work is paying off, so don't stop now. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your November reading. So we do have a full moon starting the month, November 5th at 19 degrees sidereal Aries. And then we have a new moon, November 20th at 3 degrees of Scorpio. That one's going to be conjunct Mercury retrograde, and that Mercury goes retrograde the 9th through the 29th. We have Uranus retrograde the 7th, Jupiter retrograde the 11th, and Saturn stations direct the 28th. All right, so let's see what we have underneath the deck is the Two of Wands. Some traveling or vision of traveling, ideas for expansion, and maybe a decision to be made coming up this month. Now, on our first card, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, new idea, inspiration, fire and passion. Something's being lit within you, and it's fascinating that the second card, you see, we started with the one lantern. Now he's taking that lantern somewhere. Under that card, I'm seeing the 8 of Coins, Virgo, for earth, for work, spreading work. 7 of Cups, possibilities. Again, different visions. You might have several different decisions to make this month. 2 of Earth now, yeah. Can't decide, left or right. It's like when you're getting dressed for a party, it's like, which shoes look better for this dress? And you never get out the door. So, King of Air, all right. King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And then the 10 of Air, Gemini. All right. It feels like clarity of mind here. This is the end of confusion, though. So if it's been a period of confusion with the King of Swords being very sure of himself, with the Ace of Fire holding the lantern the way, there's some light being shed on a subject that's going to help you make a better decision this month, the right decision. So try not to get overwhelmed. Don't spin your wheels. Just getting lost in the possibilities. And then that, when you don't make a choice, you've still made a choice. And it's going to delay any kind of action. But this month is saying it's time to take action. It's green light, go. Yeah, doors are opening for the journey. The path becomes clear again. As through that dark doorway, we see a yellow sun. So there's the beacon and the lantern again. Rest. Okay, the sun showing up again. Maybe you've been working from dawn till dusk, dusk till dawn, burning the midnight oil. There's a lot of overthinking in the 10 of Swords. So some clarity is coming, and we have the present. Yeah, staying present. Rest, stay present. I think the solution is to sit and wait for an answer to come to you. Yeah, release. Release trying to decide. Sometimes it's best to leave it up to fate. And be passive, wait for something to come along and decide for you. Or this is also telling you to rest right now because the journey is about to begin. So Don't, waste your energy in your mind because you have a long journey ahead of you. It's time to rest your mind. Maybe you all have been having very vivid dreams. If so, write them down. But those dreams could be the answers, where the answers lie, too. When you let go of the worry, you have to get the conscious mind out of the way before the messages can come through and before the solution will present itself. Let's see, a Lenormand card for you. Clarify this journey. Okay, the Well, you're going to get your wish this month. It also represents bringing something out of the darkness into the light, into focus. We have the Snake. Yep, something was holding you back. It feels like with the Seven of Cups, and this is, I feel like the Seven of Swords almost, just very confusing. There was something maybe poisoning your energy or distracting you, something that was causing your mind to run on a hamster wheel that kind of kept you from seeing the truth or the path. But there's an elevation this month out of the darkness, being pulled up. And then we have the Child. Okay, so imagination. Again, the imagery of the Seven of Cups is like wonderment of what can I create? Where can I go with this? And it's an encouragement with that rest and staying present. Children are really good at that. So, and sleeping like a baby, I'm hearing. So some rest is going to be coming to you. And roses. Okay, a gift. All right, I like how the book puts this. Beauty and a happy face is what I bring. I am the gift that warms your heart. I am your recovery and your well-being. No matter what card is before me, I will always change it positively. So yeah, a gift is coming. A wish is coming true. For some of you, it might be an actual physical child that you've been trying to conceive. And here, maybe in November, you'll find that happens. If it's not that specifically, then it's like finally you will have clarity on what direction to go, what project to pick, where to focus your energy. And it does feel like you're getting away from any toxic people or environments. I see how flowers in a new home, you know, when you buy a house, sometimes the realtor will leave a bouquet of flowers at the entrance. Welcome to your new home. Maybe then you could finally rest. That could be some of the decision you're having to make as far as where to move or what house to buy. But the King of Swords is, you know, an expert, a professional in their field, helping to clear away the confusion, help you make a decision, stop overthinking, sort out the details. Maybe it has to do something with your finances too, like a tax preparer or somebody going through legalese documents. But it is a trusted professional that'll help you put your mind at ease, whatever process you're going through. All right, a moon card for Pisces, please. So this full moon, if you have sidereal Pisces placements, will be happening in your second house. So that's a powerful time for finance, too. Our moon is Patience, the green corn moon. That is a full moon, I believe, around March. But it's like when things aren't quite ripe yet. They're not ready for the picking, but good things come to those who wait. And here we have the path. I mentioned the path becoming illuminated or clear. There's an ascension going on here. It's like, again, no other paths exist anymore besides this one. It's a process of elimination this month. And then acceptance. Could be you being accepted or you accepting an offer or, again, closing a deal. All right, an alchemy card for Pisces this month. The Drowned King. So this is very much your card, 49. This is the Rex Marinus. It's Neptunian, your ruler. But also your ancient ruler is Jupiter, who's just entered Cancer until December 5th. So any placements you have in like early degrees of Pisces are going to be harmoniously trined by Jupiter until then. 2026 in June, it'll be back in effect. So next year could be rather large for you as well. And expansive. Let's see what the Drowned King says. So ego, collapse, losing face, humility. In alchemy, the archetype of the king is often used as a symbol for the ego, the aspect of the self that is attached to its title, name, and identity. It is said that the drowned king is required phase in the process of transformation. Only through dissolving who they thought they were is the king able to become who they are destined to be, a kind of benevolent leader. How does the drowning occur? Not voluntarily, that's for certain. Those circumstances beyond their control. The king is brought to their bottom, to their knees. When this card appears, expect a huge blow to the ego, impactful enough that it causes one to turn their life around, prioritizing grace over greed, benevolence over brutality, sovereignty over selfishness. The drowned king eventually resurfaces as a fully changed, benevolent king. Well, I mean, we did have the Ten of Swords here, which recommends the end of something. Typically, it shows a man being stabbed in the back by 10 swords, but is facing the sunrise. It's like something, maybe somebody did have to hit rock bottom here, or give up all hope in order to get this clarity. I hope not. But water's the main mechanism for the dissolution of the ego. Although the king may kick and scream all the while, eventually their new mantra will be, go with the flow. So I guess whatever this path is that's opening up for you, don't doubt it, don't question it, just it's really your only option at this point, but it turns out to be the best option. The drowned king prevents tyranny and redistributes power. We must all experience this energy from time to time to stay balanced, wear it like a badge of honor. So maybe whatever preceded this confusion, that was the blow to the ego. Some of you might have already gone through this, where the fact that it's like, well, now what do I do? Like, well, now who am I? If I'm not this, then what, where am I going? What am I supposed to be doing? So some clarity is coming through. Like I said, this could be a mentor, a professional, somebody who helps you see clearly, cut through all the distractions and the deceptions. Maybe for some of you, this was a divorce involving a child. But with the peaceful resolution here with the roses, harmony and peace is restored, even though there was a destructive event that came through your life. But yeah, I guess you get a lot of clarity out of seeing all possibilities, like with the Two of Wands that started this reading. You can see both the negative and the positive. You've lived both extremes. And the angel that fell out here is the White Witch, be the light. So now we started with the Ace of Wands. You are that light in the lantern, illuminating the path. That wisdom that you gained from the ego death. Okay. Maybe you became that King of Swords. Drum, dream and journey. Okay, so 12th house again. Your territory, the subconscious. I mentioned dreams coming through earlier. Messages, and then underneath the stargazer, set your sights higher. Yeah, with the Two of Wands beginning the reading, it's like you have all these possibilities on the ascended path here. There's an opportunity to take the high ground. And then we have spring, see your seeds grow. So again, like once you bottom out, you're able to rebound harder and faster to the upside, like a trampoline. And I split the deck here for the archetype, and we got the warrior, number 10, again, completing a cycle, the snake being transformation and rebirth. But being a warrior, never giving up, that perseverance, persistence, whatever identity was transformed here, it's like you've always been a warrior and you will continue to be one. And this can also be speaking of the King of Swords figure in your life right now, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, professional, very practical, analytical, and fact-based person. But so this could be them too, the samurai, the soldier, the advocate. We often envision the warrior as an armored figure with sword in hand, moving blindly toward battle. Yet the deeper aspects of this archetype bring us face to face with death itself. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. The warrior's work requires presence, alignment, and purpose. If, when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. When this card appears, it's important to question the battle at hand. So pick your battles wisely. When you have the Seven of Cups and Seven of Swords energy showing up, it's like you have a lot of people coming at you, or you feel like your attention is pulled in multiple directions towards trying to engage with multiple people at once. So yeah, maybe the only battle that matters now is staying present, the battle within. So maybe you lost your center. So the warrior loses its center. Meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. When this card appears, it's important to question the battle at hand. It is likely a great one with deep roots and long-standing tensions. The actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles. So choose wisely, brave one. As you draw your sword, realign with the eternal wisdom within. Then surrender to the battle. We did have release here underneath the journey card. Release and rest. Yeah, stop fighting so many battles, either with yourself or other people. Be careful, as the warrior implies war. The two go hand in hand. Those who defeat others are strong. Those who defeat themselves are mighty. So self-mastery in some respect. And maybe that's what the Drowned King has to do with, too. Maybe putting an end, for some people, to drinking. That can be excessive or a problem with substances and escapism in Pisces. It's the shadow aspect. But yeah, that's a tough battle internally. So if some of you are struggling with that, know that you are the light. Be the light, the white witch. You're carrying that light inside of you in order to show others the way. Also, you can become a mentor to other people, a sponsor, something like that. So, all right, I'm going to take a rose oracle for you. Got those flowers, making everything better. This gift at the end, or get well soon. Okay, one card for Pisces. The breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, and time eases. Okay, so there is a healing happening here. It looks like the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, the lower area, maybe having, digestive issues, or maybe that's where you carry your anxiety, your trauma, and it's manifesting as physical symptoms. This is encouraging you, again, like this card, to stay present, maybe work on your breath, to calm in times of confusion, help you reconnect to self. Underneath the deck, we have the sun, joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. So yes, there is life, even in the darkest parts. All right, let's finish this off with some angel cards for you. Seems like a heavy month, Pisces, but I mean, there's great work being done here. There's answers that are coming. Again, you have clarity on your side, a wise guider or guardian. Yeah, support's the first card I pull out. So somebody's supporting you. I mean, keep supporting yourself, of course. Exploration. Yeah, oh my gosh, 2 telescopes. So yeah, have a larger vision for yourself. It's like seeing deeper into the future. Like your whole future is changing. Something's off in the distance, right on the horizon, ready to come in. You can see it. It's like the light at the end of a tunnel there. And then wisdom. There's another, okay, light in the lantern. Maybe you're have a lot of Virgo energy this month. The King of Swords being wisdom as well. But yeah, self-care is important with your health, ruling Virgo. All right. Anything else for you? Yeah, we have gratitude, sure. Grateful for the healing, for the light returning, for the wisdom that you've earned along this journey. Okay? Thanks for tuning in, Pisces. Stay strong, and we'll see you in December. Bye. Hi, Aries, and welcome to your November forecast. I just want to say I haven't used this deck in a while, and it's the Tarot of Dreams by Cyril Marchetti. And as I was shuffling, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands fell down together on the floor. So passion, love, unity, new beginnings, relocation. Let's see what it's all about in November. But first, while I'm getting your cards together, we have a full moon November 5th in your sign, 19 degrees sidereal Aries in the nakshatra Bharani, ruled by Venus. And then we do have a new moon in Scorpio, 3 degrees, happening November 20th. Okay, and a lot of things retrograding this month. It's Uranus retrograde the 7th, Mercury retrograde the 9th through the 29th, Jupiter retrograde 11/11, and Saturn direct on November 28th. We also have the Sun moving into sidereal Scorpio on the 16th. Underneath the deck, to start your reading, we have the King of Wands. So there you are, in your full power, creativity, full of energy around this full moon probably. And then we have, okay, the Nine of Swords. Fear, anxiety. It was in reverse, so let's go ahead and let's go with that. And then we're going to have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Interesting. 2 nines. All right. Fear, exhaustion. It looked like the end of that. I mean, when you start the reading with yourself in your full power, and this is nines are all about endings and completion. We have the Empress now in reverse also. Venus energy that rules the full moon, and the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so when an entire reading comes in reverse, you can also read it entirely as upright. But, wow, this is different. I mentioned I haven't used this deck in a while, and with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands falling down, is your world being turned upside down? It might be, again, with the Lovers and the Empress there, and her holding a baby, it might be like you just had a new child or you're conceiving one. But that could throw a wrench in your plans, for sure. It's a massive life shift. But it looks like, I mean, with this showing up upright, it's a conquering, an overcoming, taking control of the situation. We definitely need more information on all this. But oh, 369 we have going on the Tesla frequency. So, stability, power, no more fear. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, we've got the Lilies. Okay, the King of Swords. That can also do with fertility, but also death. So we have Scorpio, November 16th. It rules the 8th house of sex and death and transformation. And then we have number 35, an Anchor. Okay, the Lovers and the House coming out. Secure, love, long-lasting. It goes from these fresh lilies, right, to, in the background, stained glass. So it's something that is anchored in time. It's set in motion. It's solidified. Some of you could be getting married. Yeah, number 33, mastery, lock and key, security. With the Empress being another 3, so 333, 99 to start this reading. 3rd house, 9th house, that's Jupiter and, well, Jupiter, Gemini and Sagittarius. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Could be dealing with those people or have strong placements in your chart. But short and long distance travel from short term to long term. This is like an entire timeline. It's whatever it is, it's a solid love. There's nothing that's going to interfere with this, even if it's not. I mean, this is family, this is karma, fate, something being turned upside down. But so let's look at the reading completely this way, and we'll see how that changes the meaning. So the Nine of Wands, you know, the wounded warrior, he defends, he protects, he's exhausted, he's tired, but, you know, he will give everything to protect the ones he loves or his investments or whatever's around him. But, I mean, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have fears. I mean, regardless of your gender, it's like if you are in this position of the King of Wands in a partnership, there's always that fear of either losing it or not being able to protect it. But let's get some more information because I don't think that's the situation here. Let's move this back because look at that. It's long lasting. It's maybe, again, you've been through a lot of trial and errors with relationships or partnerships and things have never worked out. And that's the doubt that lingers in your mind. It's like, well, this is just going to end like everything else. But this is saying, no, it's different this time. And it's different because you're in a King of Wands energy instead of a page or a knight. There's nothing fickle or inexperienced about this. This is a result of your experience, a result of, you know, not giving up, of fighting through the pain, through the heartbreak, and realizing that there's still love, you know, actual that you deserve it and that it's there for you. But it does feel like a joining of two houses, two families, or on the mundane level, you know, a business partnership. Let's see what our alchemy cards can bring to the reading for Aries. So I mentioned the third house being Gemini. Well, spring just flipped over there, so number 17. But to finish that original thought, it's Gemini rules the Lover's card back there, and the third house is Gemini. Mercury is magic, alchemy, transmutation, and spring is fertility too. And we had the Empress show up as spring. And underneath we have Moon, the feminine. Some kind of feminine blessing is blossoming. I mentioned some of you, you know, may have struggled with fertility, or, you know, that could be a miracle that happens for you all this month. But spring always, it talks about a return to life, a rebirth, a revitalization. We're coming out of this again, 9/9 completion energy. So it's titled Blossoming, Becoming in the Horizon. When spring arrives, our eyes lift from the work and we peer out the window of the laboratory. We realize Earth has been in its own transformational spin, readying itself for a new era of growth. In a state of wonder, the alchemist sets aside the work of winter and opens the door, stepping into spring. When this card arrives, it indicates a blossoming, a coming into one's own. It's generation time. You may be dreaming up a business plan, humming a new melody, or flirting with a special someone. Spring is the season of the east where the sun rises and lights the world. You do not have to work on anything during this phase. Let the energy of the season push through. You made it through winter and the bulbs burst on their own. When it says it's generation time, the first thing that came to mind to me was generations, like family generations, a house, a tradition, a legacy, something being passed down. And generation meaning obviously production, creativity. Spring could be, again, that's when your birthday is. So you could be seeing a lot of blessings coming in around your birthday, or getting this fresh start. As you not only get a solar return, but you get the start of the alchemical calendar. Okay. Well, it's actually winter, but the beginning of the seasonal calendar. So spring has a what's next quality to it. Sit in stillness and envision the horizon. Sit with the image until it shifts and you see something coming your way. Okay. How about a wisdom card for our Aries for November? Old and new, like spring is blossoming. We've got the lilies blossoming there. It looks like spring or summer for the house here. A lot of green, a lot of love, heart chakra, house of love. Wisdom card for Aries. We have gratitude. Be grateful for all you have. Absolutely. I think that's what's led to your blessings. Let's see what else we can bring out. And there's even children playing here. It reminds me of like the Sun card. Gemini is, you know, the child of the zodiac, they say. But there's new life here somewhere. I like the, Apollo driving the sun chariot there. Feels very Leo too. Innocent, childlike playfulness. Anything else? Okay, good fortune. Invite magic in. Absolutely, that's undeniable here. More flowers blooming. Good things coming. Why not a journey of love for you, Aries? Since this seems to be so focused on home and family more than anything. Okay, heaven, yeah, and the lovers. I think another card got this, Sagittarius maybe, the heaven card. It's the last card in this oracle deck, and it's like when that song Cheek to Cheek by Frank Sinatra. He talks about heaven, I'm in heaven. And just being with this person feels like heaven. Or Just Like Heaven by the Cars. Maybe you heard that song recently. Underneath we have Dream a Little. We had the moon show up as well under the alchemy deck. Maybe you all enjoy stargazing or watching the moon together. Yeah, there's abundant love here. And like I said, it's long lasting. It could be through lifetimes. This could be a twin flame, soulmate. But somebody that, you know, has come from heaven to earth to be with you, or vice versa. All right. Let's wrap this up with a few messages from your angels here. All right, let's see what we got. Creativity. I mentioned that Leo, that creative house, very fertile ground this month. Harmony. Harmony in the home and between your relationships and within yourself. One more. Communication. All right, third house, Gemini. So strong communication this month as well. I think a lot of truth is coming out. And watch your words. I know Mercury goes retrograde the 9th through the 29th. Focus on speaking what you want into existence, not what you don't want. And so communication is going to need to stay clear and direct during the retrograde periods. That'll maintain this harmony between you and your partners. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, Aries. I hope you enjoyed this message, and we'll see you next month. Bye. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your November reading. All right, so a lot going on this month. November 5th, there's a full moon in Sidereal Aries at 19 degrees, and it's the Bharani Nakshatra, which is ruled by Venus and Lakshmi, so they're your rulers as well. And then we also have a new moon in Scorpio, November 20th, and that will be at 3 degrees. Also, lots of planets changing direction this month. Uranus has been in your sign, Taurus, in Sidereal, and it's stationing retrograde on November 7th. We have Mercury retrograde the 9th through the 29th. Jupiter retrograde starting November 11th until March of next year. And then we also have Saturn stationing direct on the 28th of November. So a lot of energy shifts going on. Huge month for everybody, I think. But let's see what we can expect for you, Taurus. We have the moon. All right, this full moon in Aries. If you are a Taurus rising, would be happening in your 12th house. Pisces rules the 12th house, and the card, the moon. So that could be a significant shift for you in your consciousness, your dreams. We have disappointment on the 5 of Cups. The Princess of Discs, or the Page of Discs. And the Ace of Cups. All right. And I'm going to grab one more. We have abundance. All right. Let's get in here. So the moon, I feel like, yeah, the full moon. This is referring to the last month. I think starting back in October full moon, the 6th or 7th, you felt some kind of disappointment, some kind of loss. And now as we're coming back into this November full moon, there's hope and abundance and love returning to your life. This is like a new seed of hope for you, the Page of Coins, you as an earth sign. You could be seeing a new version of yourself come to light here this month in November, because there was somebody or something you had to leave behind in October. There was a loss or a release, maybe of a friendship, a job, a partner, something. But there were still 2 cups standing. And when you have these 2 cups to start with, right, we add the third, the Ace of Cups, and we get the 3 of Cups. There's celebration again. There's, especially in Mercury in Cancer, maybe around your home, a new home or homecoming. Some kind of, the true ones remain, right? And those are the best quality. The cups that spilled, that were released, they were poisoned anyway. So we have abundant, fresh flowing water and life and light coming for you after this full moon in November. So life is returning to your reality. Let's get some Lenormand cards here. New friends, I think, are coming in. New connections. Something wasn't healthy, and it's been released, or is about to be released here November 5th. This full moon in Aries. Okay, the new moon in Scorpio too. You know, Scorpio's death and rebirth. And the sun moves into Scorpio. I didn't mention that, but in sidereal on November 16th. So following the release, those 2 weeks following that full moon could be painful. They could be, you know, detoxing. But then we have that fresh start through Scorpio and the end of the month. All right, our first card is the key, 33, master number, self-mastery. We have 20, something about your public image becoming brighter. And then, yeah, you drop the dead weight or the baggage or the interference, something that was keeping you from shining or people noticing you. So it's leading to growth and new direction. Yeah, oh, look, under the deck, there was a snake. There's something toxic. There was something poisoning those cups. I feel like it is like a jealous friend for some people. It doesn't have to be jealousy, just like toxic in general. Somebody with bad habits that was maybe raining on your sunny day. But then it's coming out again. This is the sun after the storm. The light returning, as I mentioned. Okay, let's get an alchemy card for you. Taurus. Growing in a new direction. I think surrounding yourself with new friends, new location with the public card there. Okay, these cards fell down. We have summer, the return of the light. Some of you could be in the southern hemisphere and seeing, you know, the summertime things coming into full bloom, full power. And then we have the uncreated on, that's the possibilities, 43. So there's potential here for growth, potential and growth. Of course, now that we've removed that toxic factor, whatever it was. But I see in the uncreated, it's an opportunity to start over, to start fresh. Let's get some journey cards. All right, curiosity. And release. Okay, yeah, release those 5 of Cups or release those 3 spilled cups because there's somebody or something watching from the wings and going, you know, it's like one man's trash is another man's treasure. I'm not calling you trash, but it's like people, there's other people that have a different perception of you and you won't know what that is until you change your scenery or your surroundings, the people you surround yourself with. Underneath that, we have the new day. I split the archetype deck, got the empty room. This was one I pick a card for, I think, the last full moon, wasn't it? Or new moon, excuse me, the end of October. But anyway, if you saw that message or feel drawn to watch it, maybe there's a message in there for you. But the empty room, it's like that release, that clearing out. It's time to, you know, make space for whatever these curious new eyes are coming on you. Now that you have this empty room, maybe it's an art studio, you have something to create in, something where you can express yourself freely. Okay, astrology card for you. We have Aries, so that aligns with the Aries full moon on the 5th. Independence, bravery, and passion. Leo, more fire, creativity, self-confidence, loyalty. With the uncreated there, I guess I need to read about that for us. The number 18, that's also the, oh no, excuse me, 43. This is 18, summer, but that's the same as the moon card in the tarot. All right. But first, underneath the deck, we also have Aquarius, originality, philanthropy, and progressive imagining. Curiosity, imagination. Some of you might have strong Aquarius placements or be called to watch that reading as well. All right, so the uncreated is the unconceived, the seed of the seed. There was a time when everyone you know was not yet born, when every city was not yet to be named, when your favorite song was yet to be sung. Such is the energy of increatum. This card indicates the subtle but profound force that summons all that will be into existence. This most sacred of formulas cannot be manufactured, contained, bought, or sold. It's the pure intelligence of creation, pulsing at the door of reality. Its time is precise and it's happening now. Do not delay. Send an invitation to the uncreated. Allow it to formulate and gestate. Soon a sketch, map, or a name will draw itself upon your mind. Envision and believe the architecture of the future as within you. All ground is fertile. Life begins life. Okay. When this card appears, it's a potent time to create and conceive. Even if you feel you are starting from scratch, begin anyway. Desire pulls the uncreated into creation. The alchemist believes in what's to come, in answers and solutions not yet imagined for themselves in the world. So don't be discouraged by the Five of Cups, by the loss there that began all this. Let's go back to thinking. There we go. Yeah, new life, new creative adventures, like overflowing with ideas, with creativity. Again, this poison, this toxin, this block has been removed, and it's allowing waters of creativity to flow again. If you're female, maybe your cycle was all messed up and that's returning to normal. You're able to like sync up with the moon. So let's look at your moon card. All right. So I have two cards come out, growth and gratitude. The letter G might be important, or somebody's name might begin with G, but we have 5, 5. 2 5s are indicative of change. Being thankful for the growth, from growing away from those negative influences. And we have number 13, which is the death card, Scorpio, transformation, willpower, unblocking that solar plexus chakra, strengthening it. That's what allows you to grow. You're not resonating at a certain frequency anymore. That's why those 3 cups had to go. And now we have 3 new cups. They're better cups. They taste better. All right. And underneath we have beauty. So there's something beautiful about your transformation coming through as a result of the detox. It could just be also cutting out sugar or alcohol or any other harmful substance in excess. And it's having a positive impact on your image. With all the flowing cups of water here too, that speaks of a detox. Again, I'm not a doctor, but if you feel called to do that, that could be what fuels your growth and your healing process. Or you could be taking ritual baths, cord cutting, something to wash off that negativity that might have tried to attach to you in the snake here. All right, let's see what your angels and ancestors can add. We have Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Of course, reflect on the growth, reflect on the lesson that you've learned. Now you have better vision. You can see clearer. You can see the tricks before they even get to your door. So be proud of, who you are when you look in the mirror. You'll see a person who's grown, who's strengthened their will, strengthened their boundaries. Said, thank you for the lesson. I'm moving on. But yeah, you'll start to see a change in your face. Even like the way your face is resting looks refreshed, looks less burdened. We have Heart Guardian, love yourself and let yourself be loved. And underneath Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. Red and green could be showing up. I know it's only November, but those colors start sneaking in earlier every year. But we are talking about the heart, and the green is the color of the heart chakra. And you are an earth sign, so return to yourself. Return to center, to your heart. Listen to your heart. Feel abundant in the love you have for yourself. And here we have summer showing up again, so that's important. Maybe bask in joy and light. It's very bright on the other side. That Ace of Cups too is indicative of the joy and the light overflowing within. There's a great satisfaction, a gratitude for the healing. All right, I'm going to wrap this up with a few little messages from your angels. Taurus. It looks like better days are on the horizon. The worst feels behind you. We have faith. Yeah, keep the faith. It'll all work out. Or your faith has gotten you this far, so don't lose it. We have authenticity. There's that creativity again coming out of your solar plexus. Being true to yourself, knowing, what kind of person you are will help you decide who you want in your life. or who wants you in their life. Enthusiasm. Yeah, somebody, you got a fan club. There's a crowd cheering for you. They love your presence. Okay, one more. Ah, love. Sure. Yeah, we talked about the Heart Guardian. There is great love for you, especially with that Ace of Cups too. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, Taurus. Have a beautiful and blessed November. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Hi, Cancer, and welcome to your November forecast. There's a lot going on this month. We have a full moon November 5th at 19 degrees sidereal Aries, and then we have a new moon in your sister water sign Scorpio November 20th at 3 degrees sidereal Scorpio. Anything you have in the early degrees of your natal chart in Cancer may be harmoniously trined by this new moon, creating a new doorway of opportunity for you for expansion and growth. So let's see what else we have going on this month is Sun moves into sidereal Scorpio November 16th. A lot of planets changing direction. We have Uranus station retrograde the 7th, Mercury retrograde the 9th through the 29th, Jupiter retrograde the 11th through March 11th of next year. And then we have Saturn stationing direct November 28th. All right, one more card for us. And underneath the deck, 8 of Wands. Fast-moving energy, quick changes this month, full of fire, and your opposite element there. So let's see what's coming in for you. The 9 of Coins, wealth, success, and business. We have the Death card, Scorpio. Okay, that new moon on the 20th is going to be something. Your card, the Chariot, whenever that shows up, is always auspicious. Movement that goes along with the 8 of Wands, rapid, and the Page of Wands, new beginnings indeed. So ending, beginning, fire, life, excitement surrounding your work, your health. Some of you could experience a miraculous healing or just an improvement in your health in general. Or you've been doing a lot, you're going to be doing a lot more moving around. Like maybe you're starting an exercise program this month and you're transforming your body and your health. So I'm going to get a moon card here. You could also be on a new venture for traveling a lot. Now, careful with Mercury retrograde. That's also conjunct Mars for this new moon. So there could be some destruction. So careful while traveling. Get some clarity for you. I don't know why I need 3 moon cards, but you are the moon child. Discernment. This is like, I call this the Queen of Swords in this moon deck here. But seeing with your third eye, not your physical eyes, being able to see clearly. I think, yeah, you're psychic because you're a water sign, and you're able to see danger before it even arrives. We have realization, so discernment, realization, very much of the mind today. Maybe racing thoughts this month. Faith. And new beginnings. Okay, new moon. What are you realizing this month? That's okay, so the number 3 is generally like the Empress card. Some of you could be, again, getting pregnant or starting to plan for a family. But things coming in quickly with a fire sign, passionate, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Might be a one-night stand. I know you're not typically the type, Cancer, but, you know, stranger things have happened, right? So if that's not what you're looking for, again, not applying to everyone, of course. But you are, I think, a lot of you are single with the 9 of Coins there. That might change too quickly. Or you could meet somebody while traveling. Music seems important too. You could be a musician, or this person could be a traveling musician. But yeah, very passionate and sexual connection with the Wands card. Somebody younger too. So yeah, watch out for that. Let me get some Lenormand and get some clarity on this because it seems a little nuts. No offense, I'm just like seeing all kinds of stories right now. What for Cancer, please? More on this story. Use your discernment, right? That was underneath the Queen. Use your best judgment. All right, we have the mountains. Could be in a mountainous area. Again, 33 showing up a lot of 3s. Third house, Gemini. Rules the Lovers. Short distance travel. Traveling back and forth to see each other, sometimes in secret. With the key there, under lock and key. Number 6, the sun coming out after the storm. And another 3, traveling. All right, so, I just heard rough seas. So yeah, that caution is standing with traveling. Oh man, and the dice underneath, yeah, taking a risk. So maybe work on protection spells for yourself, your loved ones. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm just trying to prepare, you know. It's Mercury retrograde's not fun. And I think it's happening in Scorpio too. It may back up into Libra. But it's conjunct Mars, that's all I know. Yeah. So it's could be affecting your natal placements. That's why it's coming through so hard for you. But difficulties, you know, interruptions. But at the same time, there's like these strong emotions, these strong desires to go and move. And maybe you have to wait. You have to be patient. Let me get a wisdom deck here. See what we can get. What advice, please, for Cancer? Is November not the right time to move on something? Should we wait? Okay. Well, Unicorn invites serendipity. That has Mercury on the card here. Let's see again. Ah, there we go. Mercury. And Mercury in Virgo. I think that's what the 9 of coins. That's Venus in Virgo. So, serendipity. Yeah, it feels like a chance encounter, you know? Or just, it's this thing that happens, this very rare event that occurs while you're traveling. It may not have to be devastating, but just unexpected. Or say, you know, you are traveling and it's around, I got the Thanksgiving holiday in the United States. It's like your flight could be delayed or canceled and you end up spending, you know, sitting down in a cocktail lounge at the airport and striking up a conversation with a complete stranger. And that's where the quickness is coming in, the Mercury, right? It's like you're only there for a brief moment, but in that time, you know, you can spark new ideas within each other even. It doesn't have to become physical or sexual, but there could be that kind of tension between the two of you. It's this chance encounter, right? With the dice. Okay, any other advice for Cancer in regards to this scenario? Okay, opportunity knocks, go for it. All right, well, use your discernment again. That card is still here. The higher self is going, think before you act, look before you leap. I mean, yes, not everything that glitters is gold, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you could have a great opportunity here for the partnership, but that's going to be up to you to decide when it comes, you know, on how to act or interact with this person or opportunity. Serendipity, invite serendipity in. But, I mean, Mercury's a trickster, man. This could be even an X because Mercury retrograde tends to do that. X is coming back with all this traveling. Maybe you're traveling back to your hometown, you know, for a holiday. And you run into old friends or old people there that either try to insert themselves into their life or invite you into theirs. Or there's some kind of exchange. Lots of communication. Lots of words being said. Let's... Okay, underneath I have good fortune, invite magic in. So we have opportunity, good fortune, and serendipity. I'm viewing it through a skeptical lens just because I have to, because I'm mostly a Gemini and Mercury's my ruler. So it's things, again, are not always as they seem. I don't see a 7 of swords here, though. I don't see, you know, other than Mercury showing up. Let's go ahead. The alchemy card. Okay, the despicable face. 48. That's so funny. It's like somebody's face you haven't seen in a while, or like you never thought you'd see him again. I have wise salt come out too. 28. Wisdom, discernment, staying grounded, cleansing with salt, so your judgment's not clouded. Maybe purify your mind before you make a decision. But let's read about the despicable face. Okay, it is what is hidden, unaccepted, shamed. The despicable face is never seen, rather it is kept in hiding to save outward appearances. This card appears when something below the surface wants to be witnessed in order to be transformed. Everyone has their own version of the despicable face and their own reasons for assuming it's an abomination. It could be a buried resentment, an insecurity, or a physical characteristic that holds us back from expressing our true self. Remarkably, once revealed, it was not despicable at all. It is human. It's interesting. What once was thought of as an error becomes an asset on our journey of alchemical transformation. This card connects us through to others and to humanity as a whole. Through acceptance, we lift the veil of perfection and reclaim our energy. Honesty and acceptance are the balm that heals the most tender of wounds. So, yeah, I feel like this communication coming back. Somebody's being honest. Somebody's being real. We see each other for human. We make mistakes. Maybe forgiveness happens. Maybe real growth is seen and recognized in the other person. It's like, yeah, maybe this bad thing happened between us, but it's like, I understand why you did it at the time for who you were. But, now that you're this different person, again, different scenarios for everybody, but recognizing the humanness in someone and their ability to make mistakes just like we can. Maybe you can realize that you were the one that was in the wrong, or that maybe you're not perfect all the time either. Okay, I'm curious, since this seems to be a meeting of people, specifically a communication between two people, I'm going to get this Journey of Love card for Cancer. What message does Cancer need for this November encounter? Okay. Burning Hero, number 3. Can't get away from a number 3. All right. So that's kind of re-emphasizing my Page of Wands, 8 of Wands, fire energy coming through. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Okay, number 3, from the transformative fires of life's test, you emerge now stronger in self-belief, overcoming self-doubt and fear, and shedding the layers that have held you back from burning as a naked flame of divine love. Can you perceive the coolness fast approaching to soothe your fire-weary soul? Peace is coming to you now, a respite from the fire, before you are ready to burn into love again. The intensity of fire exists in relationships to cool serenity, and you are capable of experiencing both. Your inner fire has pushed you forward, and your creative self-expression will manifest into the most beautiful forms. This is assured. You burn bright now, and yet it will be cooling of your soul embers that replenishes you and inspires you to new creative depths and heights in due time. This oracle brings you a message from the heart of your labor. Sweet success will arise, and you can act now as if that success has already been made manifest. It is only a matter of time before it is so. From that success, new levels of experience and creative manifestation will take place. You are in a powerful creative cycle of intensity and serenity, dancing with each other through your heart, like the sweet relationship of day and night. The cycle yields great harvest. Offer yourself in contribution to the greater good, and your harvest will not only be of earthly delight, but of heavenly blessings too. So it does feel like you're traveling for work, or even if it's not physically, but online, or your presence is spreading, you're coming across new people, new contacts, and this is saying, the time to act is now. I was like, is this the right time with Mercury? But before the 9th, we are in the shadow phase. It's slowing down. But if you begin something before the 9th, then it's more likely to succeed, I guess, than after. So, of course, you can use Mercury retrograde to pick up old projects that were unfinished and start working on those again. So, depends on what your goal is, what it is you're focused on at the moment. All right, and splitting the archetype depth, I get the Shapeshifter, number 15. So the Shapeshifter is the trickster. We've been talking about Mercury this whole time, the elusive, the formless. The Shapeshifter has the love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing, only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. Did I mention like a traveling musician or some kind of traveling performer? The shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree. It is the side of ourselves that is slippery, non-committal, and experimental and longs to dismiss the rules. We need its energy to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of our existence. When the shapeshifter card appears, it's important to imagine you're looking at life through a kaleidoscope rather than a single focus lens. At any moment, the scene may shift, revealing a more enchanting vision than you imagine. Be wary, though, as the allure of the kaleidoscope can leave you exhausted and yearning for solid ground. Dancing long-term with the shapeshifter requires a central pillar of integrity that links us back to our center. So yeah, try not to get carried away. It's like, oh, serendipity, opportunity, fortune, fame, all this excitement, right? It's easy to get caught up in this whirlwind romance or idealism. And maybe it's true. Maybe it's a real thing. But without this security in yourself, in this strength of knowing yourself and having knowed all the triggers that you've healed, it's going to help you stay centered during this journey. If you invite that kind of chaotic energy into your life, then you have to be your own rock, because they're not going to be. They're just going to keep running in circles. They're very high energy. The ultimate shapeshifter works undercover in service of the greater good. The diminished shapeshifter becomes a people pleaser. The shapeshifter is related to the mask. Notice if these cards come in together. Nope. Not seeing deception or illusion here. There's no mask present, is there? There is one in the Lenormand deck, but I did not see it here. Everything looks pretty raw, pretty bare, honest. I mean, it could be theater. I just thought of Othello, where he's holding the skull and giving his soliloquy or whatever. Could be an actor, performer. Okay. Oh, and the Burning Hero card, and definitely getting actor vibes now. Either you or them, or maybe you joined an acting company or whatever. But and Despicable Face, oh my gosh, there is a mask. All right. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Roll the dice, take a chance. But when you live on the edge like that, there's consequences. But yeah, just remember to stay, again, true and solid to yourself. Be your own pillar of strength. If this person, it feels very Knight of Wands, fast moving in and out of your life. Like, they call when they feel like it, or they'll text when they want, But they're not a constant presence. And if you're prepared to deal with that, and you can accept that, great. All right, let me get a couple astrology cards. All right, so Earth, yeah, persistence, patience, and practicality. I want to talk about being a rock in this chaos. Maybe you do become an anchor for them, something that they can come home to, something that they can always rely on. You might have strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in your chart. But yeah, work is important for you and them. I think you each have your own kind of thing going on, so. But you're both secure in who you are, which is great, which it makes for this kind of relationship possible. All right, under the deck, and we have House 4, cultural and family roots, home, peace, comfort. Yeah, this person finds home in you, and you and them, some kind of, you always come back to the nest together. There's a sense of home is where the heart is. So whenever you're with this person, they feel like home. All right, just saw something else. 137137. It's the 33rd prime number. And I think we had the number 33. Yeah, show up for you here. Somebody's key. It either secures and locks and protects, or it unlocks. So, and releases. With the heart here, though, being depicted in the earth, right? Card. And then flowers growing from this dead heart. Flower in the cage, rib cage. Yeah, this Scorpio season is powerful. It's transforming death into love. Even just noticing the skulls here too, and the Eight of Wands on the side. This person could have a skull tattoo. All right, we have Sky Father, trust in the unknown. Well, this is Uranus, and Uranus is going retrograde on the 7th. Trust in the unknown. It said serendipity, invite serendipity in. Trust in higher forces. Okay, so there's something bigger than you at play this month. There's spirit guides, feels masculine, guiding you and this other person to cross paths. So I see it as fortuitous, opportunistic, but it doesn't come without risks. So I guess use your discernment and decide what you would like to participate in. Okay, thank you. Let's grab a couple of angel cards and finish it up. Magician, the shapeshifter, man, that I'm getting performer vibes. It's, yeah. Beauty, understanding. There is beauty in understanding, yes. Wisdom, depth, deep connections, soul bonds, truth. This person is your reflection, your mirror, and vision, sharing a vision or having clarity of vision. And I said use your discernment. All right. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, Cancer. Have a beautiful November. Let me know how it works out in the comments below. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Hi, Gemini, and welcome to your November reading. So we do have a full moon happening November 5th at 8:19 a.m., and that's at 19 degrees Aries in sidereal astrology. And then we have a new moon in Scorpio November 20th, and that's going to be at 3 degrees Scorpio in sidereal. So a lot of planets going retrograde this month as well. There's Uranus station retrograde on the 7th. Then we have Mercury retrograde the 9th through the 29th, followed by Jupiter retrograde the 11th, and then Saturn turns direct on the 28th. All right. One more. Let's see what's underneath your deck. We have the Wheel of Life or the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter, speaking of, just went through your sign and is at 0 degrees Cancer. It'll station retrograde on the 11th of November, like we mentioned, and be back in your sign on December 5th. So the next 3 to 6 months could be very fortunate for you if you have late placements in Jupiter. Whatever it crosses over, Jupiter expands. So let's see what we are expanding. The 6 of Cups. The Trial or the Hanged Man. 5 of Swords. And the King of Coins. Okay. Well, it does look like, again, the wheels, the tables have turned. Things are turning around. There's been, number 11 was Justice, 12 is the Hanged Man. So self-sacrifice. Some of you may have been put in a position of caretaker for somebody that caused a big disruption. Could have been a family member, somebody from your past. With Mercury retrograde, though, coming up too, has a tendency to bring people back from the past. And also, this is like a card of nostalgia and childhood. So some of you, this person has now evolved into a King of Coins. Either that they must have been doing a lot of work on themselves. So look for communication coming back around from somebody. They appear to have undergone a lot of transformation, self-induced. And if this isn't somebody you know, it could be you yourself going through this struggle of death and rebirth, like this constant cycle of trial and error. And maybe it does stem from some bad habits that you picked up from your childhood or your father. I got a couple new oracle decks just for the last 4 signs that I'm recording. So I suppose they arrived when they're meant to, but this is the Energy Oracle. So underneath we have the Door to Value, 31. 31 is usually the end of the month. And with the King of Coins there, somebody's bringing you value energetically or physically. We have the first chakra, Archangel Michael, the root chakra, Again, going back to your roots, your family history, and a woman holding a coin. So now basically the King and Queen of Pentacles. Somebody might have been fighting over custody or ownership of a business or some inheritance of sorts. But that is coming to a resolution here in the end of, by the end of the month of November. So yeah, there could be some, like I said, I mentioned the Justice card right before the Hanged Man. So some kind of, and it's called the trial here. I see a courtroom, something getting settled, or people signing paperwork. Again, the 9th through the 29th, not such a great time for signing contracts. You might want to wait until Mercury goes direct and read the fine print. So, I mean, it could even be like a settlement or some kind of agreement. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what your alchemy card can bring to the table this month. If this reading's not resonating, then maybe check your moon or rising sign. And you know what's very strange? I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but I completely skipped over your sign. I went straight from Taurus to Cancer last time I had a filming session, because I've been doing this piecemeal filming when I have time. So somehow I skipped over you. Maybe you and Cancer's readings were flipped for a reason. Maybe this is more of a message for a Cancer. But I'm going to see what our alchemy card here is. Venus. Now the full moon on the 5th in Aries is in the Bharani Nakshatra, which is ruled by Lakshmi, which is the goddess of wealth, and also co-ruled by Venus. So that's the rule of Taurus, the second house of money, value, beauty. Yeah, it feels like fighting over resources. Could be divorce proceedings for some people. And let's see what Venus has to say. Pleasure, eros, and beauty. With the arrival of Venus, the senses open as if for the first time. It's the planet of pleasure, of touch, of sensual delights. Venus is often depicted as romance or eroticism between people, but it can also be experienced as an all-out love affair with Mother Nature herself. Aphrodite emerging from the ocean is a classic example of Venus imagery, as is Cupid with his bow. No matter how old or jaded you are, when this card appears, it's a sign that attraction is at an all-time high. The laboratory is alight with love. You may be in love with the work, with the materials, with another person, or with the world itself. Seeing beauty in small moments is a sign Venus is in balance, an obligatory reminder that pleasure and pain are usually found intertwined. This talks about the root and the past, like being cords being entangled, quantum entanglement with people, having karma with them. 10 is, the Wheel of Fortune, coming to the close of that cycle, the end of that contract. But I mean, it's not all bad. There's beauty in everything, in what you learn from this person or share with this person. There are good memories with the 6 of Cups. But it's like, pleasure and pain are the same. They're simply opposite polarities. And the 5 of Swords is showing up to counterbalance that. But this Venus card, it's ruled by the Empress. And this woman holding a coin looks very Empress-like. So there's something about victory for the feminine, getting basically everything. So I don't know if that's good or bad news in your world. So your moon oracle for Gemini. The masculine. All right, now we have the feminine and the masculine, the sun and the moon balanced out, the lunar god. Number 42 showing up twice. Could be seeing that number a lot. We have resistance, 25. It reminds me of that 5 of Swords card, struggle, power struggle. But with Venus there, it's saying take the softer approach. You get more flies with honey than vinegar. Okay, another new oracle deck I got, the Wisdom Oracle, and this is exchanging gifts. Something's, I think, getting balanced out. And the Thinker, number 44. I feel it's typically a King of Swords. This Father of Coins feels more like a presiding entity, somebody who's an expert in their field, who's deliberating or mediating some kind of dispute. But I think it will be fair and balanced in the end. I'm sorry if this seems like a very strange and specific reading. but it must be for somebody out there. That exchanging gifts card, it does remind me of that Six of Cups. There's typically children shown giving flowers. One's giving flowers to the other. It feels like this person's like, I come, beware the Greeks bearing gifts or whatever. But somebody may come with a gift or an apology, like I mentioned in the beginning of the reading. If somebody has undergone some kind of self-transformation or self-care, that could be their gift to you. Like, hey, I worked on myself and I'm a better, stronger version. So, any other advice for Gemini? Growing. Yeah, somebody is growing. Evolve and changing. Yeah, transformation. Maybe seeing a lot of butterflies lately. We have be open. Open to receiving gifts, exchanging gifts. Or this wealth that is coming to somebody is transforming their lives and they're coming to share it with you, opening a door to value. Okay. And your wisdom oracles moving forward, get ready for positive change. Well, we did start this reading with the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like I'm getting the same messages over and over here. Opportunity knocks, go for it. There's some curtain opening, peeking behind the curtain, door opening. So it looks like if you're given an option to go through a door, keep moving forward, walk forward through that door. And you're going to have a great abundance waiting on the other side that might have required a lot of self-sacrifice or, sacrificing your time in order to study or work harder, train hard, whatever your end goal is. Okay, let's get one final message from your angels and ancestors. Message for Gemini for November. Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. Okay. So you're definitely putting the work in this month, but it's paying off big time. And underneath we have broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. So after that Five of Swords, after the storm, comes the sun again. I mean, we ended with on a positive note. There's positive change coming in. So whatever that Five of Swords situation is wrapping up. There's peace coming. There's no more struggle or strife or feeling stuck in the Hanged Man. But actual progress is materializing in your physical world. All right. Thank you, Gemini, for tuning in. Take care. We'll see you next month. Bye. Hi, Leo, and welcome to your November reading. So we have a full moon happening at 19 degrees Aries in sidereal astrology on November 5th. And the new moon is going to be November 20th at 3 degrees sidereal Scorpio. And we do have a lot of planets going retrograde this month. Mercury will be retrograde November 9th through the 29th. Jupiter goes retrograde the 11th. We have Uranus retrograde the 7th, and then Saturn turns direct on November 28th. Okay. One more. There we go. Under the deck, we have Courage. Okay, beautiful. We have your card, the Strength card. Get that there. Our first card is going to be Abundance, the King of Coins. We like to see that. Creativity, the Empress. Beautiful, balanced, and thriving masculine and feminine energy. Receptivity, the Queen of Cups. Okay, so yeah, I love the two lotus flowers here blooming. Definite prosperity coming through. I mean, the flower blooming through the cracks, through the hardship came through as the very first card. And under this, as I'm looking at, is the Temperance card, integration, the balance of dark and light. There. And if you heard anything outside, it is perfectly normal where I live. It's that season, so everything's safe. We're all good here. Next, we have the Lovers, another major arcana, the 6, Gemini, amazing. And the Outsider, the 5 of Coins. Certainly not feeling that way, not feeling left behind. This might have been, the 5 of Coins moment here, not feeling like you were going to make it, not feeling like you were going to find your match, your balance. I mean, we started this out with a masculine, feminine, and here we have this union here. even the integration, the yin and yang incorporated. Okay, so I'm going to keep that off to the side there. Some new oracle decks that I got here. The Wisdom Oracle. Let's get a little bit more information about this. There's not, I mean, what more things can I say? You've both overcome a lot of challenges to get to where you are. And now you have time to enjoy this abundance together. Not forgetting where you came from. We have higher power, number 4. And that's like the Emperor card. That connection to spirit with the crown chakra illuminated. A higher power is either overseeing this union, protecting it, and we have message in a bottle, number 15. So you may come across an old message, like an old text that you haven't read in a while. I mean, we have Mercury retrograde, so this could be somebody coming back from the past to reconnect you in a higher state of evolution now that your souls have grown through whatever personal adversity you had to overcome. But this could be a message coming from somebody from the past, or a long distance, or someone you haven't seen in a while. Underneath is building blocks. Instead of, building fences to keep people out, it's like you're building towers to build each other up. Let's see the energy oracle cards. Yeah, there's hunters outside. I mean, maybe that is symbolic of, this hunt, this journey. Maybe it's been a long searching process. Patience, number 16. Again, that's like the Temperance card that we had. Sagittarius, long distance again, might be somebody far away. Or just having the patience, waiting for this person, or vice versa. And underneath we have the Angel of Love. So there's no doubt that there is some kind of romantic involvement here for you, Leo. I know you rule the heart in the body. You live from the heart in that innocent, childlike love in its most positive aspect. So congratulations on that, from living from your heart, being in your heart, and healing that completely. Again, there was some darkness out here. There was a time when things were locked up. It felt impossible to ever feel safe to emerge out from the cracks ever again, or the depths. But time does heal all wounds. Maybe not restored to their perfect previous condition, but things get stronger, and as a test of time too. Or it's built to withstand the test of time, is what I'm saying. Okay. Since we seem to be surrounded by love here, let me get a Journey of Love card. So yeah, you're the only pile so far that I've had this background noise coming from outside. But there's safety and security in here, as you find in each other. Yeah, and we have the heart of the moment. We had soft here too. That's very feminine, receptive. And we had the Queen of Cups show up too. Open hearts, heart of the moment, number 16. 16 showing up twice. Maybe the 16th of the month is when you'll be hearing from this person. Underneath we have another fire card, Burning Hero, number 3. Like the Empress we had, number 3, 33. You might be seeing a lot as well. 16 is, the Tower card in the tarot. So this dramatic shift. It feels like a powerful heart opening. You are entering a time in your life where past and future are colliding. In the present moment, you have a powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one, but even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart with the moment and decide how you shall choose to be. Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now? That's, the 5 of coins we talked about, growing through that. Will you choose in this moment to trust yourself with the heart healing, even if that trust says you have to wait a while longer, that patience showing up, before you can even make a more long-term decision? This is a time when you can alter your future, stepping into a relationship with another, with the divine, with yourself in a new way. Even the smallest choice for love is a step in the best direction. You have the heart of the divine within you. It's not too hard for you to choose love. Let go of the people who want you to choose jealousy or fear or doubt. Their games are not nearly as fun. Choose love, and who knows, maybe they'll join your party instead. This oracle brings you a message. You are in a transition zone in your life and relationships. This is one moment that will manifest as many opportunities, where one choice will open up many pathways to fulfillment for you. We always have the chance to create our future with our present choices, but at this time, you are in an especially fertile karmic period, having just come out of a cycle of learning and about to enter a new cycle. This is the time to be willing to take a chance or a risk to be happy within yourself, no matter what is going on around you. Your life is about to take a karmic turn, and you can feel peace in that knowing. So we had this higher power card. It's not just a physical connection, it's a spiritual one. You both feel, when you're in union, connected to divine source love. It's more than earthly, physical. It's deeper than that. Okay. Okay, how about an alchemy card for all the alchemy I see occurring here? Could be a Gemini or a Cancer that you're dealing with. We have two come out. We have the speculum glass. Things coming into focus. Everything else around it's kind of blurry. There's a lot, excuse me, portals here. My throat chakra is seizing up. Clear your throat, maybe. Some people might be at a loss for words, or they get all choked up when they start to think about you or talk about you. Rotation, we mentioned, patience, your time is coming. A new cycle is beginning. But this is like the web of fate, right? The three strings of fate holding you together, pulling you together. And underneath we do have that Quicksilver. That's Mercury. I think this Mercury retrograde is going to be heavily centered around relationships for you. I think it's happening in Scorpio. So maybe that's your 7th house of partnerships. But check out your natal chart and see where this is falling. And hey, I mean, this is XXX rated, right? This speculum glass card. So there's a lot of passion apparent in this reading. There may be a lot of that physical union as well. So, oh, and I just realized this is number 69 in Roman numerals. So that is 69 is the symbol of Cancer. Maybe you're drawn to that reading as well. There's something going on with the Cancer and Gemini readings this month. I accidentally flipped the order in which I did the readings. So maybe they are reversible. Anyway, the wheel, monotony and cycles, and the Cancer reading, or excuse me, Gemini just had the Wheel of Fortune underneath their deck. Rotatio is the great alchemical operation of the wheel. Through its circularity, it indicates that work performed again and again and again produces results. It reminds us our efforts are cumulative, not singular, nor is the work ever fixed or finished. Rather, the alchemist rises each day to tend to the laboratory, to weave their work into the world. As it is the epitome of the alchemical axiom, although changed, I arise the same. This operation is expressed through the images of the circle, the spiral, the Ouroboros, and the wheel. By its non-hierarchical shape, we are tossed back into the spin just when we thought we had figured it all out. Though this stage can be frustrating and cause a fair amount of restlessness, it is at the heart of all spiritual practices. If you've been repeating actions and getting the same results, this card is an opportunity to see the pattern and make a new choice, spin the wheel in a new direction. This operation connects us to the element of time. Alchemist learns how to use time like any other element, not to waste it, but to expand it and appreciate its gifts. Patience. The clock. So yeah, this partnership feels, divinely timed. There was a stage that both of you were meant to reach independently here, before coming into the union here, and the lovers pushing through these limitations, either self-imposed or karmic, whatever it was. But it's like one of you was waiting for the other, but the clock, of course, is set to 10:10. 10's about completion, and the Wheel of Patience card, or Wheel of Fortune card. So patience, soften, receive, things are coming into focus. I mean, you'll really see clearly the truth about this individual and their role in your life. So let's take a look at the moon card for you. Okay, protection, patience and protection. This love is protected. There's another bird, presiding over the message in the bottle. So there's something about these guardians. What's promised to you will be yours. Okay, fear down there, number 11. So that I think has to do with that old wound that maybe some of you had, abandonment or codependency issues in the past, this outsider, this fear of being, there's a cage and an iron gate there of being left out or left behind, not good enough. But, you're a Leo, so you rule the solar plexus. It's hard to imagine that confidence would have been that shook, but everybody goes through their own challenges that might have created that. But that's what's going away. You're breaking free here in the rotatio, recognizing that pattern of fear or self-sabotage or whatever it may be, the attachment styles that you have. So anyway, there's been a lot of progress in that area that's leading you to this healthy connection, intimate connection with somebody. Okay, Leo, we're going to wrap this up. This is pretty straightforward. Whatever you've got going on in your personal life seems to be on fire this month. It's well worth waiting for. And let's see. One card. Stag, trust and thrive. Very masculine presence there. Earthly, grounded. An oracle, wait for important information. There seems to be something about waiting patiently, not giving up. I guess if you haven't heard from this person or met this person yet, this message is coming. And eagle, see from a higher perspective. Again, that has to do with those higher powers. They're able to see things that we can't. They can see the reason and the direction of things before we ever will. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and we'll see you next month. Bye. Hi Virgo, and welcome to your November reading. So we're going to start with a little astrology. On the 5th of November, there's a full moon in Aries and sidereal astrology at 19 degrees. There is a new moon in Scorpio at 3 degrees on November 20th. November 7th, we have Uranus going retrograde, and the 9th, we have Mercury retrograde until the end of the month, the 29th. And then we will have Jupiter retrograde the 11th. And Saturn will turn direct the end of the month on the 28th. Okay, so let's see. To start our reading under the deck, we have the Magician, ruled by Mercury, your planetary ruler as well as Geminis. So this Mercury retrograde, I think, is going to be an extremely powerful time for you. If you work with Mercury, you can use this energy to your advantage. As a planet slows down and moves backward, it gains strength. So that might have an effect on your spell working or personal energy as well. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, a time for rest. Strength. Get your strength back. Okay, maybe this month of November is about rewinding your health, especially the Hierophant, number 5. So it could be a doctor or a medicine person. And the Six of Wands, victory. It feels like a victory in I know you rule the 6th house of health, but there's some kind of challenge that you've definitely risen above here. Something that was draining you. The Three of Swords directly precedes the 4. It's like you've been through a rough battle. Now it's time you fought valiantly and you've earned this peace, this rest, this recovery period. There's something, it's taking you to a more comfortable place in your life. But you're getting away from some difficult situation. And I think a lot of that had to do with getting your power back, calling your power back, cutting cords, not leeching your energy and setting firm boundaries and having the strength to reinforce them and really focus on learning and growing, learning about yourself more. It's been some self-mastery here in November. Okay, so we have the Egg Moon, which is trust. Trust the process, the timing. Things will hatch when they are ready. Again, that also trust that you're protected. You're under somebody's watch. And we have creation. So the 5th house, again, number 5 showing up. Leo, creativity. This is the full Beaver moon coming up on November 5th, actually. So this will be a powerful time for you to create as a magician. You have collected this power, this rest, and now you're able to put it into action. And if you hear anything outside, it's completely normal. For where I am, everything is safe. So here we have under the deck is will, which is the strength of a magician, the willpower to see and visualize this creation into being. The successful outcome in the Six of Wands. Okay. I'm getting a lot of interruptions today, so there seems to be like, again, it's not without struggle or resistance. There's a big kind of challenge. A lot of things were trying to pull you off this path. Let's see, Magician in the Mirror, Magic Mirror. Could have been, wow, 2 magicians. You're and the High Priest there, the Hierophant. Perhaps, you know, you're reversing during this Mercury retrograde some kind of spell or binding or something somebody might have tried to work against you. And then here we have the door to personal healing and happiness. So that 4 of Swords is paramount to the healing and the happiness. Getting away from this toxic energy. Taking time to distance yourself from it. Reclaim the pieces or the energy that was, something that might have put a binding spell on you, all tied up. So your energy was not being used to its full potential because somebody else essentially was siphoning it. This is a good time to do like cleansings, baths, spirit baths, whatever you do, salt, smudging, any kind of reversal candles, you name it, it's on. So, all right, Virgo, what kind of alchemy message do you need this month for November? Okay, the yellowing. So this is the 3rd phase of alchemy, right before the reddening. Number 14, the 14th of the month could be important. There is a lot of yellow and gold symbolism in this reading. So the courage, the will, the strength. Then we have the will under the moon deck. It's a battle of wills. Who's got the stronger pull? All right, so the yellowing is the aging, transitioning, and warning, indicating transition. The yellowing leads us into the next phase of our alchemical work. Envision the yellowing as pages of a beloved novel or the ochre blanket of leaves in fall. This color seeps out to signify the beginning of the end, a return to zero. Even a deep bruise finds a yellow tint as it reaches its final phase of healing. In contrast, yellow can be the marker of long-awaited growth, as seen in the first rays of the sun and the cheer of the forsythia in February. Whatever its message, yellow tells the truth. It leads us forward like a vibrant canary in the mine, warning of what's to come. Take heed. The transition is here, whether by yoke or bile. How to respond is up to you. It's likely you already know. Yellow rides a fine line. In art, the color is often interpreted as cheeriness covering turmoil, as seen in the late paintings of Van Gogh. Imagine a rainbow with no yellow. The colors remain static, disconnected. The gift of yellow is the bridging of all phases, the full expression of life's spectrum. So maybe that's what, again, that energy center needs to be worked on. The solar plexus needs to be, it's like there's a cord that might need to be cut or unplugged. Unplug from this magician in the mirror. So you can get your energy back, begin your creation. That's your victory, is cutting that tie. Okay, let's get a wisdom oracle. For Virgo. All right, go the distance, number 47. Yeah, maybe you're just used to, like, you're like a marathon runner. You have a lot of endurance, and maybe that's why people are drawn to you. It's like you're the Energizer Bunny, you know, you have the battery that just keeps going. So that's good for you to not give up, to persevere. But after a long race, you know, you might need to spend 2 weeks in bed. So take care of yourself. Part of the healing process is that yellowing, they said. And all that glitters, yeah, more yellow and gold symbolism here. Look at the masks. All that glitters is not gold. Sometimes people with the best intentions will, the truth is, something we would not even consider or think that they're capable of, but alas, they find a way. I'm going to get some magic cards for us. My magical Virgos, and Spirit flipped out right away. Heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. All right, yeah, they're helping in this process, this healing, recovery, decoupling, and empowerment. Okay. Some of you, I heard you might have to be the chameleon to put on the mask, right? Convince people that they're right. And that gives you power too. Not even engaging in lower vibrational arguments or giving your power away by agreeing or let them violate a boundary. It's like, show the people what they want. You make them think they're getting away with something, but in reality, you have control of the situation. And we have the star. Silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. Silver jewelry might be helpful at this time. Labyrinth, transition to a higher level of being. Raise your energetic vibration. Enlightenment. Mentioned yellow as a bridge in the colors of the rainbow. Well, yellow, the center of your body that connects the higher and, well, the heart chakra technically does, the green, the higher and lower chakras, but it's right in the middle there that's connecting the higher and lower forces. Yeah, so let's see what your angels and ancestors or who's present here for Virgo with Spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. What kind of assistance or wisdom do they have for you? Okay. Hunter, track down your fears and desires. This tracking, this cheetah. Somebody, like I said, like searching for your energy or being drawn to it. More yellow. Summer, bask in joy and light. You give off a strong signal. Okay. So maybe some shielding is required in that regard. Broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Yeah, so we are putting an end to that Three of Swords by moving into the Four of Swords. All right. Well, I don't think I have anything else for you. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and we'll see you next month. Bye-bye.